Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Pixie's still not here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If that's the case, let me very quickly use the restroom. 1
We
second.
also aren't in the right chat.
We have, is it Laser who has to leave early?
Yeah, it's possible. I still am not sure when, but I'm wagering like around an hour from now.
Okay.
Maybe like 2
we don't-
hour.
We don't care too much about being in the right chat in this group. We should be fine.
Okay.
There's only the two.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Well, there's no one else to be bothered by the fact that we're in general.
Yeah, shrug. It's just whenever there is a D&D server with more people other than the D&D members, my brain goes, we must be in the correct chat. Otherwise, people will think that we are just chilling, and that would be bad.
Honestly, I don't really know why we have a general and a game chat.
For
Just in
fun.
case we were.
It was mostly in
hanging
case
out on an
everyone
off
wanted to
day.
like, hang out in this group.
There we go.
Gross.
It's also good to, I feel like it's good to have the game chat, not so much the general, but the game chat's nice to have, be able to look back on and be like, oh, this is something we were talking about that's actually relevant or whatever.
Oh, no, we're not talking about typing chats. We're talking about voice chats, voice channels.
Oh. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not... From my experience, it's nice to have if you're like, hey, can I talk to your character over on this channel for a quick moment? And
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's fun.
most of the time
definitely
I
been there
need two
before.
chats because I need to set up audio in a different Discord channel.
Where's the...
So even though it's not for me, it's for me. It's me. It's mine.
What were you saying, Becca?
Oh, what's the Twitch link again?
Oh yeah.
Give me a second. I still gotta set some stuff up.
Twitch.tv/Dr. Symmetra, capital D, capital S.
No,
Hang on,
no
I
capital.
posted.
No capital?
No.
I mean,
No
it doesn't.
capitals.
I don't think it matters.
yeah, so yeah, there it is.
Thank you.
It matters on like half the sites.
Well, I don't have them.
Do
so
any
th- that-
URLs matter with capitals?
Sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Very many.
Really?
50 out of like 100 websites are like case sensitive for some reason.
You might even call that 50%.
50 out of 101.
There we go.
I hate numbers.
Lived long enough on this earth.
Oh god, turn that off.
Okay.
No, not you.
Oh, my bones.
I turned
Hang
it
on,
on.
I have to tell Danny.
Your bones? About your bones?
Your bow.
Danny wanted to be
My
reminded when we're
bones.
playing.
There we go.
Oh, is it gonna hang out?
That was me when I was carrying the dog.
Oh shit. Session 3, not session 2.
Bones.
How could you?
That's wrong! Oh, how convenient. The Heroes Guild was right here the whole time.
Yeah.
It's right there.
And
It's
not
right here.
transparent.
It's right here. Show it.
Show it.
Show it.
I realized I was looking at the screen. I like moved the screen around and I was like, why is it not working? It's because I'm watching Twitch.
Oh shit.
Yes,
We're all
queen.
here.
Queen, you're late.
Yeah, I'm late because the clock I was looking at is not set correctly.
Oh.
That'll do it.
Whoopsies.
According to that clock, I still have 15 more minutes.
Uh-oh.
Good God.
God.
Oh, daylight savings time, knocking my clock out like 21 minutes off.
Usually by an hour, not half
Usually
an
it's an
hour.
hour.
I'm
Yeah.
No,
drinking my
it's
penis.
a plug-in wall clock. It's not connected to anything, so.
What was that, Sim?
No, I was just reading what Queen said.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
gotcha.
the first question is that, but then the second question is why do you rely on it?
Yeah,
Because
I was gonna say,
I was
you
fucking
do have a
around.
computer.
I was fucking around in fucking tabletop simulator, and I couldn't see the clock, so I was like, I'm gonna set this clock here, so I can be able to look at it while I'm doing that.
Presumably you have a phone.
It's
Yeah,
dead.
you're not looking at it.
You killed it.
There.
Yeah, my
She sat
phone's
on it.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
just
that'll
like
do it.
me for real.
Comedy of errors.
But I also have two monitors, so I can always look over to the left to see the
Oh,
time.
Two monitors.
La-ti-da, Mrs. Richmond.
Damn.
That's right. I'll have you know I have
Two monitors.
more than $100 in my bank account right now.
I literally
Yeah.
forgot 13 days and 18 hours ago. Level me up, just me. Increase my
It'll
level.
be a
Pipple.
secret.
It'll be a secret. It'll be so
Funny,
Pipple.
What?
That's
not-
like
it's-
trying to
it's-
walk out of the door as like you're holding onto her leg.
It's so funny, cause like every time we log into the fucking other D&D game, all our chats are wiped. But every time we come in here, we just see what Queen was doing, fucking around. There, oh, it's gone.
Now it's gone.
Oh, damn it.
It's our good
I
new
just
friend,
missed-
New Text.
Old fuck.
Oh fuck!
It's the gunch.
I'm still hurt. Oh,
Yeah,
so
well,
is
you can heal
everyone.
yourself, because time is passing.
Oh, okay. How do I?
Yay!
Yeah, how do I do
Are we
that?
leveling up?
Did you not already?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we.
I think I might have.
We should have.
What
I was
level? are we
confused
at?
by Queen's messages.
Oh, yeah. That was a while ago, wasn't it?
I was going to ask before session started, but no, the GM showed up on time.
I think we should have 9 skill points.
Okay, but what rank are we at?
Oh, you should be amateur.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not amateur.
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think I might have edited my shit. I think I might have edited my shit manually,
Oh, okay.
which is why I was confused. I'll just skip,
I'm-
skip this.
Ichigo is amateur. Mareep is beginner. Solosis is
Why
amateur.
yeah, let me skip this.
Misdreavus is amateur.
'Cause I think I already
Yeah, I
did
just,
my.
Oh,
I
I'm at.
just
Oh,
put
there.
myself up.
I'm
Hold on,
pretty sure.
amateur.
I'm pretty sure I put my stats in manually and forgot to actually rank up to amateur.
Yeah, that's what I think I did too.
Oopsies.
I think that's what happened to me as well. Skip, and then.
Well, you were here.
So yeah.
Yeah, 9 skill points is
Oh,
correct. Okay.
Shoot. Right.
Check my
Wait.
moves,
So
'cause that'll
yeah.
tell me.
Since we're supposed to 9 total skill points. Let's hold on. 1, 2, 3.
No, I did not. I don't think so. Well, because I don't have a move.
Yeah, I was just looking at, like, that's actually the easiest way to tell us. I didn't take a move, so I know I didn't increase.
Well, I
so
didn't
how
take
many attribute
Ooh.
points are we supposed to have, like the strength stats?
I have
10. We're supposed to
9.
have 10 skills. Sorry, attribute. Attribute changes because it's depending on everyone's Pokemon starting stuff.
But,
Yeah.
So if you have 9 skill points down and not 10, you still need to rank up.
Yeah.
Not 10. Okay. So I specifically
should
one
have-
more.
An additional 1, 2, 3 attribute points from your baseline.
I need
for my
to
base- okay, yes. Oh god, was
I only have 2.
Mareep.
Yeah,
Huh.
then we haven't leveled up.
And
I can't remember. Did I not want to take them? Swap my moves? I'm
Well,
trying to
well-
remember.
Before we get into leveling up,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yay.
who wants to recap what happened 2 weeks ago?
I've got my notes if no one else wants to.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Oh, we started off with the duel. We woke up in Dragonite's lair, and Ichigo challenged Miss Dragonite to a duel to prove that they were strong or something. I'm not quite sure on the motives there, but it was over very, very quickly.
It was rad as fuck though.
It was rad as fuck. It was like extreme speed, instant KO, so fast. Ichigo then asked her to look after their island. However, Dragonite said, "Look, bud, if you get things working, then I'll have the time to check." Basically, was the kind of vibe I remember that being. Of like,
Yeah.
can't do it now. Too busy.
Busy reacting, busy responding to crises.
We basically mostly had an uneventful journey down to where the Heroes Guild was, and found it pretty easily enough. We learned that there was a quote-unquote ghost in the guild hall, because we sent in Mischievous first, and she saw spooky red eyes and told her to get out.
And a big
which-
black shadow.
She promptly
And some
did.
space warping stuff.
We talked about taking a break, but we're like, nah, let's push forward. I don't want to
Cool.
wait. This is an impatient group. We went into the dungeon, and promptly ran into a gang of Pokemon, a Sneasel, Charmeleon, Sableye, and Herdier that were all looking for treasure, which most of us seemed uninterested in, but Noodle definitely perked up at that. We made our way through, relatively okay. We had a fight with some lanterns that came alive, and smacked the shit out of us. We all did pretty great. Seth was killer. Noodle actually got to use Twister a little bit. It was effective. Togepi, Shell, used Metronome for the first time, and it was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Crazy enough that that after the session I had to step aside and make bespoke mechanics for it.
We're gonna do that. Because it feels off. It doesn't feel right.
It feels like the mechanic is only offset by the tediousness of doing it.
The unfortunate one of the worst bits was here's Metronome, an extremely iconic random move, and I believe it has the whole thing for damage calculation, and then type is GM decides, literally.
Yeah.
The DM decides.
Oh.
It also has a disappointing lack of being able to blow up in your face, which I believe to be an important part of Metronome, is there should be a small chance for you to explode. Anyway.
Just enough.
Do nothing, potentially, or help the enemy. I've seen that happen before. That feels like an important part of Metronome to me. We had a small argument where Noodle we found a hint for the treasure, and Noodle's like, well, let's go find the treasure, and the rest of you were like, no! And Noodle tried to wander off on her own, and I believe Ichigo picked her up and then carried her until we crossed a cliff, so that she couldn't just turn back around.
Oh, geez.
Let's see. Did we run it? We ran into a trap, I believe, that was a rock fell, and we had to clear a pathway through. And then we found the treasure, or not the treasure, we found the exit. And instead of turning back for the treasure, which maybe this is a thing to note for next time, because it may not be an option to turn back after we go through the exit, we found ourselves in a fight with an Onyx and a couple Sigiliths. That I believe some of us went down very, very low. Who was it? Was it Ichigo who had to gobble up both of our orange berries?
Yeah, because I was already hurt from the battle before.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got some beat-oops happening. But we carried the day. We got them, we twistered and metronomed and punched them. And basically beat the Onyx to death. To quote-unquote death. I believe Shell got the
It wasn't
final
real,
blow
it
on
was
that one.
fine.
It was rocks. It wasn't an actual Onyx.
This is just rocks.
Still murder happened. And then just kind of beat up the two Sigiliths pretty easily after the Onyx was out of the way, though the Onyx was scary while it was there. After that, the dungeon warped, and we were confronted at the very end by a Noctowl emerging from the shadows, who is decrepit and old.
And then Seth said, "Get out of our house, old man." And then the owl went, and stumbled away.
And don't forget.
And then I think, go on.
Don't forget the funny Mr. Mime showed up.
We're ignoring the Mr. Mime. And I believe we know that Noctowl was one of the original founders of the Heroes Guild, or maybe just a big hero. No, couldn't be a founder. Too old. Just a big hero.
We know there was an Noctowl on Dragonite's team.
This is the Noctowl.
And there was
only one of every Pokemon.
Statue.
Presumably. Listen.
Listening.
The odds of it not being this Noctowl is very low. Anyway, I believe we left off literally at the edge of that confrontation because Jill had to leave.
Yeah, after the humph.
Yep.
Yeah.
I noticed something.
Yeah.
What'd you notice?
Kind of curiously, because I was trying to check my stats. I'm getting to a point where a lot of my stats are maxing out, because, you know, limitations of being a baby Pokemon. And curiously, Ichigo's not. So Ichigo
What?
will just be at a point better than all of us.
Yeah.
In everything.
Yeah, well, that's because we've also pointed out that like one of the things that once you start bumping up against like consistently against all of your like maximums, then we can start discussing evolution. Whereas Ichigo's gonna stay as a Scyther for much longer.
Oh,
Possibly forever.
Yeah, that's kind of that was the idea of what we had around evolution, was that once you start bumping up against your maximum, your stat maximums, then we can start talking about it.
Yeah, like if you would have to allocate a point and you don't have anything that you would want to allocate it to, and everything you would is all full up, talk to Audrey.
Yeah.
Sounds like spring.
But yeah, so let's move on with sort of evolution not evolution. I'm sorting things out with leveling up.
Okay.
So what do you mean? What do you get
Amateur.
from beginner to amateur? It's one.
You get 1 attribute point, 1 skill point, and 1 max move and free swap.
Yeah.
Okay, free swap. I was gonna ask if I try to remind myself what the
But
other thing to swap might be.
so, but like for example, Seth is at the maximum of like 3 out of 3 moves learned. So like you can't learn a new move, but you can swap one.
Yeah, it's your number of moves is the lower of the rank limit and your personal limit.
Yeah. Unless you put one into insight right now, I guess.
Yeah.
Or not. Because that's also the other thing to balance is because of
I wonder what I'll do.
the evolution being tied to bumping up against your maximum, spreading out could be a little delay you.
I can't remember if I actually
I mean,
wanted
if
to
you
swap a
spread
move
out forever, you'll just never evolve.
I feel like I should swap a move out.
But instant might not be a bad pick for you on the sense of like 1 is very low.
What were you saying, Sim?
I can't remember if I wanted to swap a move out or not, because I'm looking at them, and but I have like, I have to swap it out, and I don't know which move I would want to get rid of, because they're all pretty good.
Oh right. I guess now's the time to talk about this.
Yeah.
Hey Piffle.
Yep.
Feint attack. Description. Never fail.
Never fail.
Never fail.
Never fail. That is the extent of its description.
Oh!
We have an I imagine it doesn't have an accuracy listed.
It has an accuracy listed.
What? What's the accuracy?
The dexterity and brawl.
What? But it never. But it never fails.
Never fail.
We can go read it.
Because false surrender has the same description. Rampage, sound-based, cred, lethal, must recharge.
Jesus Christ.
Never fail. Move cannot be evaded, but can be clashed. So that's what the accuracy check is for. Because you still need to check if it can be clashed, but it does never miss.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't say it never misses. It says it can't be evaded. So you can miss if you roll all zeros.
Yeah.
You can just be shit, but they can't dodge you if you actually.
Yeah, they cannot dodge you.
Wait, hold on. How many moves am I allowed to swap? Just one?
One.
Okay, I think I do know what I want to swap in then.
What do you want to swap?
I think I might take out Lear, and replace it. Replace it with double team.
Oh,
This
that's
user can now make
interesting.
up to 5 evasions per round.
Oh my god.
I guess that's really good if you are in danger of being killed.
I do
but
have
I
low
assume
health.
that
Or I do.
Yeah,
No, no, yeah.
I
I'm a
assume
glass
that
cannon.
that's still. I assume that that doesn't change your action economy at all.
I'm not sure. No, it just means I can keep doing evasions.
Yeah, you can just do more if you want.
You can do more evade actions instead of just 1 per round. So that's just like yeah, you can just keep trying to evade it. It still takes an action to do it, but you get more chances to do it.
God, I'm so sorry for being the dark type on the team. Sucker Punch. This move can only be used after a target rolls a damaging move. So is this like a reaction level attack?
Let's see. Sucker Punch. It's priority 1.
Yes, because you would. I imagine I would interpret it like the games where it's like, it's a priority move in that you use it, and on a target, and then if that target attacks, then your move goes off first, or rather, your move goes off after.
Would it be after or first?
This move can only be used after the target
Target
rolls. Oh yeah, rolls. I would say it goes off like first.
Huh,
So like
does-
you basically say, I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch this target, and you basically hold it. And if they attack, if they roll an accuracy check, you get to attack them.
I will say it doesn't say how many times this, like how long double team lasts for. It just says what it does.
I think probably just the combat then.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
pretty good then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll grab that. I'll swap that out. Swap Lear out for that, which I did.
Because of course the advantage of evasion over clash is that evasion it just negates all damage, whereas
Yeah.
clash you will always take at least one.
Yeah, I think I'll go with that for now.
Let me double check priority again, because I think it's possible priority 1 means you can act out of turn, which would mean you wouldn't have to use Sucker Punch ahead of time. Let me double check though.
So, we get a free swap. Does that mean we can still learn a move if we're missing a move slot, or we can?
There you go. Sorry, priority moves temporarily change the initiative order, so you don't have to you don't have to use it first and then it waits to activate. When they roll to attack you, you can choose whether or not to use that move. Please continue. Sorry.
So you can either learn a new. It's one or the other. You can learn a new move, or you can replace one of your moves with one from your learning.
It'll
Okay,
be
hold
more
on.
helpful when we are all running up against
Yeah.
the limits of our move pool.
Which
For
I
now,
am, which is why I swapped. If you have space for moves, you should just get a new move.
Oh, that's gonna be
Okay.
nasty.
Then hold on, then I'm gonna swap it out. I did not realize that.
Because I had 4 moves, so that's why I had to swap one. I couldn't add another.
Many actions moves are abrupt or slow. Priority and low priority are terms. The priority, which allows them to act right away, even if it's not their turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, quick attack.
Basically reaction.
Yeah, do take an insight just for that extra slot.
I can do that with quick attack. So it's good I didn't swap that out either.
Because we also are about to have downtime, and one of the things you can do during your downtime is train to learn a move.
Is that
Is
the
it-
only mechanical downtime activity in this system?
There's a bunch. I've been like interpreting. I've been trying to interpret to figure out which ones are, and like trying to
Relevant.
like making more.
Is there downtime to swap a move? Because God, I wish I could get rid of Astonish as well.
You can to retrain. Let me see. Teaching new moves, forgetting old ones. Yes, you can train to learn a move. You can train to swap a move. You can investigate a mystery.
Ooh.
You can recruit Pokemon. You can search for move tutors to learn a move that you wouldn't usually.
Oh.
And you can evolve. Those are the ones I kind of have on my like written down right now.
Super fast. Queen, if you want to get rid of Astonish, why are you not just using your move swap on Astonish?
Because I was using my move swap on Poison Sting which is with Poison
So you were
Touch,
getting rid of
absolutely-
Poison Sting and Astonish.
Yeah, that's the goal
Gotcha.
here. Because Poison Sting is now pointless.
Well, yeah, I
Poison
mean, I guess it
Touch-
has range, but
When's Steph ever going to be in the back?
Yeah, Steph's not going to be in the back.
Yeah.
I'd
but
rather
range-
just have a.
true.
I'd
But
rather
you
just
can
have
use a
chance to-
range. You can use a range move on the front line to hit the back line.
Yeah.
Question for Audrey.
Yes.
Retraining, that's one move at a time?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You can learn a new move, or you can, it's basically like it's you train to learn a move like in Pokemon. It's like you either learn one right away, or you can just replace one of your moves with a new move.
Poison Sting's range also allows you to set things up like Hex on the back line. You don't have to, but poisoning the back line is a viable strategy.
Piffle, can I lower my loyalty to 1?
What?
I don't
Sure.
think we're using loyalty.
I know.
Yeah, go right
But I
ahead.
don't like the number. I don't like the fact that the number raises with my rank. I want it to go lower.
That's fun.
I am loyal to no one.
Oh God! What a good start.
So this
And
will
we
betray
have-
us at a moment's notice.
So we have, again, to reiterate, there's retrain stats, learn a move, investigate a mystery, recruit guild members, work on the guild, search for move tutors, and evolve, which is not relevant yet.
Do we want to jump into? Or is everyone done leveling? Do we want to jump into RP to?
I mean, I'm not done leveling, but I can still RP while I level. I'm just sitting here looking and trying to pick an option.
Yeah.
RP.
So yeah, we find ourselves in the depths of the Heroes Guild, in the sort of the core, the central chamber, this large stone room with decorated by pillars and statues of various champions of the Heroes Guild. At the far end, the sort of the grand statue of the guild's founder, the great Machamp, the great power belt that has the guild symbol on it instead of the usual sort of big like stylized P for power on it. Before you is of course the old Noctowl, this aged, ancient owl. I liken it to the owl from Secret of Nim.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah,
this
yeah.
big bushy eyebrows, this like almost like a mustache of feathers that kind of come down around the beak. These big glowing eyes, just this hunched posture, this big jagged beak.
He grew out of his show a long time ago.
Just kind of, and I think like slightly like larger than the average Noctowl as well.
Mhm.
Like, how big does he tower over? Even like Ichigo?
Slightly, well, he's so Noctowls are actually maybe now looking at Noctowl's height, maybe only a little bit taller. This Noctowl is about 6 feet tall,
Oh my
as
God.
opposed to the average of 5.25 feet.
Yeah, Noctowls are big.
Fuck. What the fuck?
Thing that could just carry you away.
Ow.
I didn't
Short
realize
kings
these
be afraid. I can see Noctowls on the distance.
are one of the rare moments of a Pokemon being bigger than you think it is.
I love how I'm guessing at the same time Piffle did, went to go look up Noctowl's height, and Google gave me this little tidbit. They're 5'3", they weigh 89.9 pounds. Gender.
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 Gender?
Gender.
Uh,
Oh yeah, they gotta be big so you can fly on them.
That makes.
That doesn't stop Pidgey.
They gotta be big so you can fly on them.
I think part of it is also the
Holy
point of reference that my mind keeps going to is Ash's Noctowl, which was specifically smaller than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a problem. Is the anime tends to
Do what it wants.
adjust a lot.
I don't know how you feel about it, Piffle, but I was almost wondering like it would probably be a thing that like Lamp is like literally like arriving at the Heroes Guild now after like leaving for a little bit. What do you?
Yeah.
They're walking in.
Yeah, sure. As you just like
Yeah.
walk in.
Yeah, Lamp's just like, hello, new Heroes Guild I heard about.
Where did
There's
you
a
go?
like the old like it's still a fairly large space, but it's not the rambling labyrinth that we went through last session. As you kind of like make your way through the halls and find it's pretty much a straight shot from sort of the entryway to the central chamber,
Mm-hmm.
where you find everyone in this old owl, just kind of like the eye
Further
like,
down.
to you and back to the others, like kind of ruffles his feathers a bit. So, what brings you to this place?
I'd find all you guys here. I was just hearing a little bit along the grapevine that someone was settling back into the Heroes Guild,
Oh,
as we
no,
all.
this is we just like slept on the doorstep of the heroes. Like we just arrived here like minutes ago, and then went through a
Oh.
dungeon.
I suppose the rephrase. I heard along the grapevine that there is a very interesting group going about down here, and now I'm very fortunate to run back into you guys.
Wait, did you leave?
Hi, Lamp.
Yeah, I could be
good
fast when I really need to.
I thought he was here
I
the
am
whole
not-
time.
I thought it was-
Mischievous looks to Noctowl and says, Dragonite wants us to restart the Heroes Guild.
She's having quite a
With
lot of trouble
who?
out there.
You?
Sorry, who you? Is that what he said?
Yes.
Yeah.
With who? You?
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Was
know
that-
if it's... I don't
was
know
that
if it's
not-
with... She didn't seem... She sort of seemed like a satellite character.
Was that not the point of the whole labyrinth, or was that just to be a dickhead?
Hey, you can't say that word.
Ooh.
What lies inside from pillagers and these strange new interlopers, these...
So we are gonna have to
Rude
clean
guest.
out those three.
We
Okay.
did run into some treasure.
Where
hunters.
are the treasure hunters just sort of bumping into walls around here? And
we
Mischievous
just-
looks
Oh, I
around.
killed them.
I'm
we
sure
just bury
they'll
them
find
outside?
their way out. Now,
Anyways, do you want to join us or just live here?
there's her eyes.
How many beds are there?
There are plenty beds.
20?
Plenty.
Have you any experience running a guild? Being in
Absolutely
one?
not.
No.
Oh,
No.
yeah,
Something
sure,
akin to that.
professional.
There's something to be said for. We're the ones who are willing, so here we are.
I think Mareep is the most experienced in that regard.
Technically, yeah.
I mean,
The-
technically, you're like one dungeon behind us in terms of experience. Because I guess you just sat outside last time.
Yeah, I had to go.
Noctowl sort of like brushes their long like feathered mustache with their wings, like
It's okay, it wasn't worth it. I'm not shaming you on that. I should have done the same thing.
Yeah, I really had to go check in with my group. I have some news on that.
leave it to Dragonite to send rookies to rebuild a guild. I've been the self-tasked guardian of this place for years now.
Well, we sure
I regret
would
to inform you
need
that-
some help.
I regret to inform you there are not many people out there who are willing or able to help. Dragonite has been functioning on their own to complete the requests of Pokemon.
Yeah, it almost sounds like instead of watching a hole in the wall, helping Dragonite would have been the better option.
Why don't we not antagonize our new
Am I antagonizing?
guardian of the Heroes Guild and possibly advisor?
You
you antagonize
scouts
my
will need
people.
help and guidance. But I'm not inclined with such rudeness.
Yes, apologies. Was the dungeon a good first test to, figure ourselves how capable we are?
Yes. There's more to a guild than strength.
Well, if you would like, you could stay here merely in the capacity of a guardian, and once you see how inept we are without your help, you'll step in.
Napped.
Steph is pretty rude, but she's very capable.
Rude?
Have her along.
She reminds me of an old friend of mine.
I'm like 3 feet away from you. I can hear you.
Yeah, I said it to your face.
Well, you know
I'm
what? I'll
sure
take it.
you'll all be whipped into shape in no time. Very well! Despite
Nice.
Dragonite's usual headstrong decisions to simply do things without consulting anyone, sending a bunch of rookies to my doorstep, I shall take it upon myself to guide you through this process.
I thought the other group wasn't rookies too.
Have you any other recruits?
We came straight here, so not really.
Yeah, no.
No.
This is quite a group already.
Do you have any recruits in mind?
Sorry, did Solosis say a lot of recruits in mind, or do you have any recruits in mind?
Do you have any recruits in mind?
Gotcha.
Was that to the Noctowl?
Yes.
Noctowl sort of lifts their heads, closing their eyes, brushing their mustache. No.
Yeah.
I've been in here for... I have not left this place for some time.
Oh.
I think you need a vacation.
Maybe you need some fresh air. Sorry.
Would you like us to introduce ourselves?
Yeah.
Yes. I assume I need no introduction if you have already met Dragonite.
Yes, you do.
Well,
You're
she
the
didn't
teammate, right?
tell us about you.
I don't know who you are.
Just kind of they're kind of like puff themselves, looking a bit prideful, and they just like stop.
Well, Ichigo is very far away, or from very far away.
Each goes to 20 feet away.
Just like stares flatly ahead, just into like blank space, and just kind of turns to the rest of you. Well, they fold out their wings fully, and it's like, behold, I am Noctowl, guardian of the guild.
Oh.
Once I was part of the greatest heroes group this guild had ever seen.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
And
so
then?
I'm gonna. Oh.
You're gonna what?
Oh, I'm gonna establish this up front. Is there like a card or a something that we can, like, so we don't have to get trapped in the savage labyrinth again?
The labyrinth will not be a problem anymore. It was a construct of my mind, an illusion.
Okay, but like, just
Oh.
in case.
I've heard of mind palaces.
I didn't know you could do that. Just make a dungeon out of nothing.
What was with the
It's
cloud?
very efficient.
What clown?
Just to get on track again, I am Mischievous.
Oh, right. Noodle, at your service.
Mareep, will be acting as the liaison with the Cloud Watch.
My name is Shell. I'm here to assist and figure out why the crystals are turning people monstrous.
I'm Seth. I got told to come here. Well, I didn't get told to come here. I was told to go to Dragonite. That ended up here. Honestly, I might need to be going home, but I don't know. I'm gonna.
I don't know,
walk.
Seth. I think this is a great learning experience for both of us.
Mischievous looks over to Solosis.
I am Solosis. I assume from your experience you know what a Solosis is.
I'm very aware of a Solosis. You are a very big Solosis.
Well, you are a very big Noctowl.
This is true. I shall pry no further.
Well,
Thank you.
Mischievous looks over at Ichigo.
I'm Ichigo. And Ichigo bows a little bit.
Strange coloration.
Strange size.
Indeed. The mannerisms are quite unique as well. But no matter.
anyway, yeah. Introduction's over. We should get to work. What's the state of this place?
We should go to bed.
Oh, I guess it is
State
late.
is sadly terrible. Just looked around and is like it is fairly like just clearly like aged and dusty. It's like, I am only one bird and I am very old.
Yeah,
I've taken
that's fair.
care as best as I can. But it has not been sufficient.
Considering that the building is still standing, you have been doing a great job so far.
Well, thank you. It's nice to see someone has manners.
I imagine at that moment, like, something in the building creaks and snaps.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned there were beds about? I think.
Yes, allow me to lead you to the dormitory. And there, Noctil begins sort of just like shuffling along the ground. I'm gonna lead you back, sort of out from the grand hall through the into the main sort of hallway and down this kind of one of these split off corridors to a that leads to like sort of these various like just rooms that sort of split off, and each of them having like places for beds for simple straw. Some just like little alcoves. Some of them have like some of the further ones down have like pools of water for those who would prefer to sleep
Ooh.
in water.
Noodle takes one of those.
Otherwise, it is again this grand long hallway with just like all manner of like little like sort of each one kind of leads to like to a common room, which then kind of snakes off to like 4 rooms each kind of thing. There's maybe like a few dozen rooms here.
Much too big a place for one old owl to take care of by themselves.
I recommend we sleep and then figure out what Maripe is going to be doing in downtime, because the rest...
and we shall discuss further matters in the morning.
Right. What I was suggesting was because Leza only has 15 minutes, we might want to cover that stuff only Leza can do before we do things like group discussion.
Could be longer, but yeah.
Good point.
All right.
Yeah, I basically did a marathon getting over here.
I didn't think we could travel that quickly to wherever.
Here in the Cloud Watch, you gotta be fast when it counts.
All right, so as we switch into downtime, what's Maripe's business?
So the two that somewhat caught my interest, I remember there was one that you called recruitment, and then there was I think there was another option called like improve the guild or something.
Work on the guild, which I'm just figuring would be like working on like gussying it up, cleaning it, repairing it, and generally like adding facilities.
Go on.
I will say, right now, my plan is to help spruce up the guild if that helps you make a decision at all.
That's me as well.
Well, I was going to suggest something that isn't a strict activity. It's something I was thinking about earlier today. Mistress would probably suggest that she and Mary explore the surrounding area so we know the location better and might get to know some of our neighbors.
Yeah, that's actually a really excellent point. I was also almost thinking of improve the guild, but that might be also good.
Because Maripe is both like adventurous and exploratory, but also like pretty good and friendly and good at meeting people. And so it might be good if they just sort of walk around, so to speak, and check to see, okay, there's a pond over there. There's a little community of Bidoof over by that river. There's a big old tree. That's a rock.
Then yeah, I think what Mary might specifically do is the specific like material task that they are trying to complete is get a map of like a several kilometer area that is like currently up to date. Like there are people living right here. Like this is where the guild is. This lake is over here, so on and so forth. And like
So I
have a
imagine
map
it more
and then
like
like
a-
post up like somewhere like central to the guild.
I imagine it like I don't know what specific systems use like the action clock of like having a tick on the ticking the action clock on recruitment by scouting.
Having
arguably.
Not getting them involved quite yet, but being like, hey, I'm here and we're friendly and
improving our
I might
chances
later.
I think it's mostly information gathering, but we do also want to plant seeds of recruitment as well. Yeah.
That's why you take Maripe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright.
Then Maripe's thing would probably be going along with Mistress. Is there a particular role, or is it just like the thing of?
Let me add a new downtime activity, which is exploring.
Yeah, that probably would be good.
Audrey,
Yes,
do you ever intend to make a map of this guild?
probably eventually.
Okay, Cool.
I plan
I
on
still think
mostly
we-
keeping it kind of loose, but I might do like I might.
Yeah.
I could probably help
I think
with
we're loose right now because we're kind of walking in and seeing what's there, aka whatever we need will be there for now.
Yeah. Because there were, I was also thinking of like what jobs could we have in the guild, what needs to be handled. And I don't know what the situation is with like if there's a big storage space or if there's like a holding cell or something we could use.
I think
for
right
that,
now we're
because-
setting up what we need, like sleeping quarters, maybe like a kitchen or something,
My
and then what we want, like a holding cell, would be something we add to the guild.
my idea is that there's like currently there's like the entry room like the entry hall / common room.
Mhm.
There's the guild hall, which you were just talking to Noctowl in, which is kind of like the big central chamber where you could have like meetings. There's the dormitories, and there's a library, and all of them are in like a very rough condition. And there are like other chambers that like could be turned into other facilities, type of thing.
I feel like I kind of want to have the group scene, and we can talk about like what we're doing in
Well,
the
we need to deal
morning.
with
if we know what
we need to deal with
morning.
Leiza's activities first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna skip ahead from that.
Yeah, because Leiza's not going to be here in a minute.
All right, so Leiza, you're going to explore the nearby sort of countryside. Since you weren't here, I'll sort of remind that the Heroes Guild is sort of nestled in this little valley between a pair of mountains, sort of like up against a sort of a bluff, and is sort of at the head of a little valley of just like a fairly like sparse forest. It's a very lovely green little vale.
Okay.
It has like an old, like there was once a road leading to it, but it has not been looked after for some time and is just kind of overgrown and crooked from roots.
This is real close to reminding me of home, you know?
Sure.
Have you run into anyone yet when you came by here first?
Other than Noctowl?
Maybe they're just a bit of reclusive around these parts. Definitely seems a little more unsettled.
Yeah, this is really boring.
Huh?
I thought the region would be more exciting, but you're just sort of looking at stuff and then walking around a little bit more and then looking at stuff again.
What were you expecting?
You're not. I think this is while Mary and Mischievous are out.
Oh, I'm not here. What?
You get
Mischievous
banished
probably
from the chat
repeats
at the
that
moment.
while at home, like just being like
Yeah.
bitching about the trip.
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, like, I've already seen. We've done one big lap. I don't know if I need the details of where every hill is.
I suppose I'm biased because I pretty much signed up for big hiking journeys.
Yeah, you love walking on your little legs and looking at where all of the rocks are and all the streams. And it's really.
That kind of knowledge is how you can get someplace fast.
Whatever. Okay, well, I guess I'll stay with you for a little while so you don't get killed by falling rocks or assaulted by dastardly Pokemon. But I'm just gonna take a nap.
I suppose I really appreciate that.
Then Mischievous starts napping on Mary's back as he starts working on the cartography.
Just big wide brim hat on my back for some reason.
Mhm. It's to hide your hump.
My floof. Yeah. Basically, Mareep would be like focusing on like
Getting
like
to
I
know
said, like getting like notes of landmarks. If he runs into people, he would like go up to them and be like, "Hi, we're the Heroes Guild. We're gonna be right over there. How are you doing?" And would like write down some notes about where they are. So if there's like a nest somewhere, would write down like, "Oh, there's a nest of Pidgey over here, the local family," or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, go right ahead. Make me. I think this would probably. What would this be here? Probably just a insight a insight nature roll.
Perfection. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Okay.
Oh my god.
Lord.
Yep. So that's how it be sometimes.
It's how it be sometimes.
So
Yikes.
the calmness of the veil betrays a wildness to it beneath the facade. There are some the terrain is overgrown. There is the things lurk in the trees, and there are a red crystals aplenty.
Oh boy. Probably in the process of avoiding those, Mareep does not get a very good idea of the place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wish I paid a little bit more attention during map making classes.
More so, it's like this is definitely like it's like a nestled in this valley with like fairly like at the crook of it at the end of it where the Heroes Guild is, it's very like steep and then just kind of like widens out, so there's very little like high ground to triangulate from.
Yeah, okay, fair.
You're just kind of stuck on the ground in the valley. There's a few like streams and brooks that you kind of make note of, some ponds, but nothing really like a cohesive.
Maybe next time Ichigo will be a more useful person to bring than the napping ghost on your back.
That's
Insight plus nature, 0 successes.
Yeah.
No.
5 dice.
Well, that's so unlucky.
You like
You actually-
you stumble upon like rudely stumble upon like a family of Pidgey and a Pidgeotto who like chase you off
Oh
from their territory.
As Mischievous continues to sleep on my back.
Yeah.
no!
1 in 32 chance, by the way, for a complete fail there.
Great.
Been there,
So-
buddy.
Remember,
How it is on this bitch of an earth.
remember, all statistics is a lie. You either get it or you don't. It's all 50-50.
It's all 50-50, motherfucker.
Okay,
Everything is a
50% of the time, it
50-50.
works every time.
Leza, are we good to move on to the morning conversation with Noctowl?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so rewinding time. We go back to that morning.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
One by one, you all wake up in the dormitories.
I want to imagine it specifically Mareep running. It was like, I didn't think my morning would go like this. And then it pans back to actual morning.
yeah.
I bet I'm gonna have a great day, Mareep says, walking into the main room.
Walking on a.
I've got my hat on backwards and it's time to fucking party.
Yeah, the guild itself is very plain as it is. The old ruins have little in the way of comfort. It is just very old utilitarian. There was places where you can tell there was once furniture, there is no more, or the furniture is old and crumbling.
Oh. Are there still a lot of library books around?
There is a library that is mostly empty.
Ah.
Noctowl will explain that they were like that. Basically, what happened is the Heroes Guild was more or less sort of left to when it was no longer needed. Like some people like looked after it for a while, but it was eventually just kind of abandoned, and years it was just left to sit for like a long time before Noctowl like stumbled upon it again and decided to become its custodian from there on out. But by then, a lot of the damage had already been done. Much of the like anything of value had been long removed. Things had been left to decay, and so Noctowl was kind of cleaned it up as best as possible and looked after it as best as possible,
Anything of value had been sent to the Morning Palace.
and protected it from further defacing and sort of any further intrusion of people who might try to take it or otherwise, inhabit it and ruin it further.
I will ask, are the treasure hunters like hanging around here, illused and like out of it, or are they in like a little pocket dimension illusion?
I think they would have. They
Stumbled out.
left. Like
gave up.
it's either the labyrinth is on or off.
It
It's not
just
kind of
left.
Oh,
It's
a
nuts.
blind
individualized.
person. No, it can't be individualized.
Got it.
Gotcha. So when he released us, or what pronouns does Nocto use?
He and him.
Okay.
Old man.
Yeah. So when he released us, they also got released. And I'm like, oh shucks.
Yeah.
Hey Noctowl,
Yes.
was there actually a treasure room, or was that also fake?
There once was a treasure room, indeed, but it has long been picked to drive the more, I suppose, choice goods.
Well, don't tell me where it is. I'm gonna find it.
I've
But-
done my best to recoup the losses and protect what has remained.
That makes sense. Honestly, we need berries more than anything. We seem to run through them quite quickly.
Berries, I'm afraid you will not find there.
Yeah, that seems like that would go bad quite quickly. Well, you're the expert. What needs doing first? I don't actually. I guess we should.
We are going
gather-
to be recruiting, perhaps facilities to make Pokemon feel more at home would be a sort of on the docket.
Well, we need to figure out our organization first.
This
Who
is
has
true
what
as well.
jobs? Mischievous looks to the others and says, "There will need to be some sort of leadership making decisions for the council, for the guild, and I recommend we form a council for joint decision making."
The guild was run by council before. Since the time of Machamp. A council, then a first among equals. To represent the guild in other matters abroad.
Oh.
Do any of you have no particular interest in the administrative duties of joint leadership?
I think a council's a good idea. It seems like just a very straightforward situation. Especially if we're all staying. I don't think we necessarily need to worry about a champion yet. We're a little bit too small for that.
What was
I know
Shell
that-
saying?
I know my parents are very good at medicine. Do you think it would be good to have one of the guild members be that?
Oh,
A
absolutely.
healer could certainly be useful, but let's start at the beginning. Do all of you wish to be members of the council of the Heroes Guild?
Just to specify, you said this is happening in the morning?
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way Seph's here.
Well, it would
Seth
happen.
Seth
We
is
would wait
still
until
asleep.
everyone is here. This is not a
Okay,
conversation that happens
Much
without
closer to
everyone.
the afternoon then.
Okay, late morning then.
Yeah. Does anyone else go? Does anyone else sleep in? And would anyone else go wake up Seth? Because I think Noodle
Mr.
would.
sleeps in.
Okay.
Seth definitely sleeps in.
Ichigo's the
I
first.
think Marie. Go.
Ichigo's the first one up.
Yeah.
Mareep's probably second one up at like 7 a.m. and just very quietly waits for hours.
Absolutely not.
I think Marie has to wake up before the dawn in order to do a weather watch.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, it's Dawn Crew.
For lack of
Ugh.
choice, I am. Sorry, let me find my words here. For lack of choice, I want to elect everyone present to the council. Dragonite trusted you to rebuild this guild, and so I suppose I must extend the same amount of trust.
And would you want to be a council member or advisor to the council?
Perhaps for now, both.
Yep, Mr. Miss nods. Then we will all be a council. Noctowl, can we count on you to handle the guardianship of the guild?
But of course, only natural.
Yeah, that sounds great.
My exploring days are long behind me.
I, frankly, would love to be in charge of vetting new recruits. And we could have perhaps a part of that process be a trial by combat done by other lower level recruits to provide training for them and test for the newcomers.
Are we so flush with recruits that we'd turn anyone away?
Perhaps such tests would be best to be a lower bar, as much as I'm remiss to say so.
Well, it's not a matter of if you can't fight, you can't get in, but we need to know the capabilities of those who are joining us, so we don't send someone into the field who's going to get badly hurt when they might be better suited handling our storage.
A broad test would be best. In the heyday of the Heroes Guild, we had various positions: explorers, combatants, fire rescuers. But for now, we may need recruits who can fill all positions. We should wait a while before we begin to specialize.
Yeah, I would think that the only thing we'd be concerned about is someone who can hold a march.
Well,
Indeed.
Marching? Oh.
I don't know about marching, but definitely able to handle themselves in the sense that either we need to know if they stay here or go out, because it is quite dangerous out there right now.
And that is what my tests would be for.
Indeed. Well, this seems a good idea to me.
Yeah. I don't know
And
much about this
most-
organizing stuff. Honestly, Mischievous, you seem to have a good head on your shoulders for it. I trust you to... You
Well,
seem
the
like...
night parade has not strict roles, but we have a guide and a scout and an elder, and so it is necessary for these roles, or similar ones, to be filled
Wait.
in order for us all to function.
Circus had an elder?
The
We're
night
not a
circus has always
circus.
had an elder.
It's sort of it's not really a. I don't do tricks.
They call it seniority for a reason.
Yeah.
Other than those regular duties, we'll need things like someone to handle a job board and things like that, but I think those sorts of duties can rotate for a while until we find someone truly dedicated to such a cause.
Indeed, and while in lieu of your presence, while you will no doubt be carrying out missions in these early days, I will have to fulfill all these roles.
Why don't we
I
just
was
focus
hoping. Go on.
on cleaning the place up and seeing what we're working with before we get too bogged down in the weeds with specific duties and who we want to recruit and all that.
What a
I think
fascinating
every-
terrestrial metaphor.
What did I say? Out of character.
Bogged
Bogged down in the weeds.
Oh.
Yes, I've said my part.
This is of course a council. Feel free to speak your minds and make suggestions.
So much.
Seth, are you staying?
Huh?
Are you staying?
Yeah.
Are you? Okay.
Why would I
Um,
leave? There's a
You
nice
mentioned
bed.
going back
You
home.
you did suggest so earlier last night that you might
Oh,
just
what? No,
leave.
never.
You also suggested kicking me out.
I suppose there is one concern. What do we exactly do if someone asks for compensation
Compensation.
for joining? Is that something that we should just accept?
Huh?
I don't think you
think
get
so.
compensation just for joining.
Absolutely not.
I think that you would get a portion of the reward provided for whatever mission we are requested to do, and the rest of
see.
the reward would go into the guild itself.
70%.
70%.
No, wait. No, wait, it would be 90% of the reward would go to the guild until seniority is established. Sufficient seniority, at which point the reward would increase.
That seems like a very high percentage, but
I guess we do need to start getting a stockpile going.
yeah, I think anyone
We
who's
need
joining right now
resources.
is in it for the sake of helping and not necessarily for the sake of reward. And maybe we shouldn't
Yeah.
be looking to get people who are like, give me a signing bonus.
Greed was a blight upon the foundation of the guild.
We should establish, though, if we're not going to be paying people very well for their jobs, then we should establish food, lodging, water, all the things that they might need. Find a source of berries.
Yes, and apples. This
These
will
are-
be what the funds we gather as the guild would be used for.
Indeed. As well as, of course, rewards. Most rewards came to the guild in the form of such things. Berries, apples, food, and other resources for the good of the rest of the guild.
Yeah.
Make no
Not
mistake, the guild does not take out of greed, it takes to fulfill the betterment of all members. We are a guild.
Pool our resources, as it were. Okay. Well,
Mr. Wiz looks around. Do any of you have construction experience?
I don't have anything like that.
a little bit, but not.
I can
Mostly,
cut down a
I
tree.
helped clean up after Mariana had the recent earthquakes have done quite a number on it, and I certainly pitched in after that. But I wouldn't say formal experience.
Noctowl strokes the mustache. Then perhaps recruiting some rock types from Sky Mountain would be apt.
The grapplers and geodudes did seem quite friendly after we proved that we weren't taken with red madness. That could be a good idea. Okay, who's the best at recruiting here?
Mr. Wiz looks at Shell.
So,
That's a
basically allow me to pitch what I was thinking of for recruitment. Which is basically I would have you roll a skill check to be determined. Basically you would go to like, you would pick an area to recruit from. And that would kind of give you sort of an array of like types. So like dry savanna would have ground types, flying types, normal types. Sky Mountain would of course have like rocks and Pokemon would live on a mountain. The woods and the groves would have various like different Pokemon that live in the forests or like Pokemon that live in the plains. For each success you get on your roll, you can recruit one Pokemon of like an equal rank, so like a Pokemon that like starts at amateur, for example, or two of a lower rank, and then kind of like it just kind of goes down from there.
Yeah.
So like if you're like an ace, you can for each success you could recruit 1 ace, 2 amateur, 3 beginner, 4 starters per success.
What do you think? What kind of skills is it up to us to determine what skills we use, or would it be?
We would that's kind of like I think would be a little. It would probably be something like one of your like contest skills, probably etiquette or like whatever you or perform or however you decide to like recruit from an area. And I think I would adjust depending on like what I think the type of Pokemon in that area would like. What it would need, like rock Pokemon are going to need different things to be recruited than grass type or bug types.
Yeah.
But the general thing is that you make a check, and for each success, you can then recruit Pokemon of certain like skill levels, and then they are just kind of like on the staff, and then we can discuss further like mechanics to use them for in the future.
Noodle, I think, looks at this group of. I don't think she feels like any of us are particularly good at recruiting. Maybe Marie.
Yeah, Mary and Shell feel like the fucking welcoming party. Welcome wagon, there we go.
Yeah.
Because Shell is so charming, and Marie... Well, they're both adorable, aren't they?
Yeah.
Reap
Everybody
has
loves
3
me.
and cute. I technically don't have any points. Well, I have 1 point in perform, and that's it for the like
No
strictly
social
like
stuff, yeah.
the special social stuff, and not like
Here's
the
where empathy would
attributes.
come in handy.
I mean, to be fair, we've got like 1 in etiquette from Ichigo, but otherwise, I mean, allure is really the like persuasion related one, and that would just be Shell.
I think there's also something to be said about the personalities of us, in that like Seth might have the stats for it, but I don't know if I would send her or
Maybe.
Ichigo for that matter.
Yeah, I think honestly, maybe if we were to send 3, I would say Mareep, Shell, and Noodle, because Noodle represents the sort of adventurous side, Mareep is good for like HR, and Shell is adorable.
I have a 4 in cute.
Yeah.
Yep,
if it
there
was
we go.
just 2, if it was just 2, I feel like a combination of Noodle and Mareep are like the most representative duo of our guild.
Aww.
But I believe
Excellent.
Marie's already spoken for this week, right?
Yeah.
Technically, yeah.
Mareep is trying and failing to map out the region.
Noodle will look around the group, heave a deep sigh, like, I really was don't necessarily want to go talk to a bunch of people, but if needs must, Shell, you and I could go somewhere. I certainly don't think anyone should go out alone.
Shell would be excellent for garnering pity points.
Pity points?
A demonstration of the terrible things that are happening to this land and the kinds of people who need help. Think of the children.
Oh, that's true. All the
Everyone
people
is-
younger than me.
Everyone is in a tight bind. It's just a matter of convincing people to help others rather than helping themselves. But not selfishly, mind you. Just trying to stoke the flames of selflessness.
Mm-hmm.
I think there could be something said for if we don't do something, this is not going to stop.
Yeah, that's what
This
I was
could
gonna
happen
offer.
to your child.
Or your
This
parents.
Oh, it's a matter
this
less of
poor sweet orphan.
if this is as widespread.
I'm not an orphan.
If it is as widespread as you believe, it is not simply a task of this could happen to your child, but to help prevent it from happening to other children abroad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
We need you to go, Shell. Will you go with Noodle?
Well, yes, of course.
And
If you
don't be
think...
afraid to lie and say your parents are dead.
What?
I have to do that.
I would prefer not having lies spread in the name of the guild.
Mistress is
We have-
groaning.
You are putting the
An image to uphold.
you are putting the thought of Shell's parents being dead into Shell's brain. It's like, no.
Grow up,
There-
baby.
Listen,
I'm just immediately thinking of the fucking Steven Universe scene where it's I don't cry. You just cried about snakes yesterday. They don't have any arms.
Arms, you're right.
It's just like-
God damn it, whatever.
I was like, I don't need any arms. I don't need
Mhm.
don't cry over me.
Okay, so are Noodle and Shell going to be recruiting?
I think so.
I suppose so. Yeah.
That
think that
leaves.
feels like-
Go on.
The most urgent task, and I think that's what Noodle is drawn to, and I think also Shell and Noodle feel like a very natural pair.
Mm-hmm. That leaves Seth, Solosis, Ichigo, and Mischievous.
Do keep
You
in
guys know
mind
what you're-
that each of you gets their own action
Oh,
for
Yay.
downtime.
well, would Shell and Noodle be both rolling their own recruitments at the mountain then?
I presume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or you can both roll at different areas too.
I think
I don't
Like
want
you can say like you both go somewhere, but like
but only one of you rolls.
only one of you like each you can say I'm going with that person, but like that person makes the roll, then you also get like
Mhm.
your own other roll for downtime.
I'm imagining Noodle and Shell outside the salty spittoon, and Noodle is just like, I'll handle this one.
yeah.
Without any
Yay.
milk.
if we make the recruitment role, it's not that, oh, we separated, it's, oh, the first half of the week we hit this area and the second half of the week we hit this second area.
It might be helpful to get one of you to roll at Sky Mountain, and then if the first one fails, then the second one tries at Sky Mountain, but otherwise it might be good just to go like local to the forest and hills around the Heroes Guild. Like if we get locals, then we can make up a little bit for some of the... I'm sorry, Marie, for some of the stumbles of our sweet little sheep.
Do y'all want to decide what y'all do?
Let's decide what we do
Actually,
first.
You know what? I just thought of another, not to like keep adding more things.
Oh no, absolutely.
I think I do need to start tracking like the guild's renown.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that whole
One thing
stuff.
you guys might be able to do with the help with that is like community service.
Yeah.
Like a reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah, because I mean, how else are we gonna like, especially because Marie failed. Sorry, Marie, but like we're not necessarily. It's not known that there's a Heroes Guild here right now. We're not exactly.
I think that was one of the things I wanted to figure out because it's like because the mystery dungeon thing, the book has like the whole thing of like of guild advancement, and I was thinking of changing that in this scenario to being like the guild's standing less than your guys's standing within the guild.
That makes a lot of sense. It's not about like we're keeping resources back or like we're low level. It's just like, no, this is just starting. People don't know about us. People don't we don't have the resources to like give everyone bags or whatever. We just don't have anything. Might I suggest someone needs to stay here and like clean up the guild.
Well, that's Noctowl.
Well, no, but I meant like as their.
Nope. If they want to, yeah.
Noctowl cannot take downtime missions. He's just here to be an NPC who like takes care of the nitty gritty.
I was gonna say like the status quo.
Yeah.
I know what I'm going to be doing. Is Ichigo? What are you going to be doing?
Okay. What are my options?
So presently, we'll leave community service out right now because like we're not at that stage. I don't think quite yet.
Yeah.
So you have retrain stats, learn a move, investigate a mystery, recruit guild members, work on the guild, like repair it, search for move tutors, explore and evolve.
Or anything else you can justify.
Is there
anything else you think you can justify?
What does investigating a mystery even mean?
Well, investigating a mystery would be like asking questions, looking for locations, asking. It's basically just like that's the thing. Like you would like pick a topic and roll to like research it, and then I would answer questions based on how many successes you get.
You learn things.
That's you like passively like learning information like of like what's the talk of the town, what's happening, what can I, or if there's anything you're particularly interested in, it's like how can you can ask questions and I will answer them based on successes.
Oh, does this game have glue?
I imagine like
Django wants to know if this game has glue.
Does this game have glue? Maybe.
Okay.
Isn't there a glue trap? I was gonna say.
There might be glue.
Here's my image of Shell dying in a glue trap.
No.
What was the?
Hold on. Let me check for glue trap.
What was the?
I imagine right
is.
now for Ichigo's sake, we probably don't have like a specific mystery right now, but I think you might be able to find us a side quest if you go out and ask people things if you would like to.
What's the expand the guild? What did you say? Expand the guild or something?
They repair the guild or work on the guild. It was like building new facilities or repairing the ones that are, updating the ones that are currently like present within the guild.
So right now, to be explicit, what do we have in the guild?
You have
the common room, the dorms, the guild hall, the library, and a number of unused chambers.
And the unused chambers are like for things that you think might be good to add onto the guild, or otherwise. And otherwise, like, things that you have right now are like very like bare bones. Like, well, let's put them at one. Each thing is at 1 out of 5 for like a comfort rating, or like everything's very bare bones or falling apart.
I have posted this in the strategy chat.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
And so like each action, based on how well you succeed, would like increase its status by like 1. It's like it's a little more comfortable now, which might increase the guild's like reputation and allow you to like recruit more Pokemon.
What would it be?
I think another thing that might be fun to add in is like you can build facilities to look for like that might what's the word I'm looking for?
Reduce like resources like berries or something.
Not that, but that might appeal to certain types of Pokemon to make recruiting easier.
Yeah, okay.
Like building a pool for like to help that make recruiting water Pokemon easier. Building like a I don't know, like a sauna to like appeal to fire types, so they have somewhere hot to be.
Yeah.
Concerned for what the poison types want.
Trash can.
Big facilities, and like building a new facility would put it at like 1 out of 5, and then you can again work to build those up to make them more comfortable.
My poison types want the sludge.
Given Ichigo's whole deal, I feel like the first thing they would want to build is a training area.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would a training area look like for a Pokemon that isn't just like an open clearing? Like what special stuff would be in there?
Make it look like a
Funny
big
training dummy.
big battlefield.
You know what? I'm going to. I'm gonna put
Pull a bar.
I'm now going to put a thing, or I just realized for the dormitories. I'm gonna start that's gonna be like the dormitories is based on how many Pokemon you can accommodate, and I'm gonna put the start at 12.
Okay.
And like, that's how many Pokemon you can have on staff, because that's how many you can accommodate.
Excluding
and so
us?
increasing the dormitories will let you recruit more Pokemon, and increasing
And we're
other
already at
facilities.
8.
I was just gonna say, is it excluding us or is it?
What do you guys think that it should be? Do you think it should be including you, or should it be excluding you?
I think it should include us, to be honest, because
we have rooms.
if we recruit 4 Pokemon, then it's time to expand. I feel like that's a pretty good time to like consider expanding our room.
Okay, so you are at 8 out of 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what Ichigo's gonna do. Is Ichigo's gonna build a training grounds.
So sorry, we sort of switched off. What is the difference between a training grounds and just like an open clearing for Ichigo? Like
It's
what
just
are you actually making?
Better facilities for training for just like working out and all that and
I think a level 1 training ground would be just an open arena, but then expanding on it, you could have like training dummies and various like running courses.
Okay,
like, stuff
so
like
you're
that.
like clearing ground. You're like cutting grass
It's
and
like cutting
getting rid of rocks and stuff.
Ichigo literally just cutting down trees around the guild.
Oh god.
So cool. So it's outside too.
And kicking up grass to make a clearing.
Sorry, as a reminder, is the guild built into like a hill or something?
Yes,
this is freestanding. Okay.
The guild itself is sort of built into the rock of the surrounding. Like it's at the end of the valley, and it's like built into the mountains.
Got it. So it'll be a training ground like to the left of the guild or something, not behind.
There is like an open space. Again, it's kind of forested and grassy.
Yeah, Ichigo's clearing that out.
Okay, cool. So Ichigo is gonna make a training grounds. What about Solosis? What are you doing?
My first thought was Solosis is going to improve the pathing, but I think Solosis is going to take the things that Ichigo is chopping down and use it to improve the dorms.
Nice. Yeah.
Before we go any further, I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick, and then we can start continue with figuring stuff out, and also like getting into the RP of it.
Oh, thank you, Laser.
Oh, thank God! I thought Piffle was going to kill me for. I thought Piffle was going to kill me for bringing a log upstairs as Solosis.
No, I don't care.
Wrap your membrane around it and go.
Are there any stairs, or is it one floor? I guess she'll mention.
We'll find out when they come back.
I'm gonna go grab a snack over.
Okay.
Okay.
I would, but I don't want to get up.
Role play.
Role play.
Or just talk.
Oh god. I do like the idea of fixing up the road, but maybe that'll happen later.
Yeah, that's we can worry about that later.
I don't think that'll be more important when we get to like exploring and recruiting. Right now, I just want comfy bed, so maybe we could You know, maybe if I make the dorms comfy enough, we can heal 1 HP when we sleep.
I thought Piffle told us to reset completely. Because it was a new day.
What was that?
Didn't Piffle tell? I don't remember. Never mind.
I am pretty sure we healed completely. Yeah.
Yeah, with a downtime. Yeah,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead and set it to full. I'd imagine.
So everyone should be at full. Which we'll have to remind. Uh-oh. 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 Becca.
Uh-oh, bad things happening.
No, we have to remind
The
Becca when they
screen
come back.
destroyed?
No, I just couldn't remember their name off the top of my head.
Whoops.
Oopie. You forgot. To the dungeon, the mystery dungeon with you.
I already did that. We did it last time. Were you not there?
No, Marie wasn't there.
No, you were there.
Yes, I was there.
Yeah.
I said no, Marie wasn't there.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
I'm back.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Hi, Audrey. Audrey, question. Does the guild have floors, or is it all just one floor?
I'm keeping things kind of nebulous. I think most of the main stuff is on like a main floor, and there might be like upper or lower floors.
A cellar or something.
Yeah. Like again, as facilities expand, you guys might get like further dorms like on a lower floor, but we'll kind of see. I think for the starters, things are going to be just like everything's just kind of on the main floor.
Hi, what's up?
Again,
We were
this is
just
kind of
asking
just
if there were other floors.
this is just kind of part of the whole, like, there is an undisclosed amount of extra space for you guys to build into type of thing.
We can figure out stairs if we have to.
Yeah.
Is that... So that's why we're recruiting a rock type, to be able to, like, shape rooms and stuff? That's why we need a
To
rock
help
type?
with construction.
Okay.
Yeah, because the mountain you have rock types, ground types, fighting types, and those are kind of the best those suited to like heavy lifting and building.
That's some construction.
What, you mean they have arms?
Well, they also have elemental properties that give them strength and dealing with rock and the ground.
I would like... Oh wait, sorry, are we all back?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm here.
Okay. So then, question for Solosis, do you want to improve the existing dorm rooms, or do you want to make more dorm rooms?
Improve the existing dorm rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels good.
We do not have enough people recruiting where I would need to spend the downtime to improve the guild.
You just want to make it nicer.
I was actually just thinking about that. I think how this will work is that like the main dormitories will increase by, let's say, 3 for every like 1 point. So you're starting at 12, then it'll go to 15, 18, so on and so forth.
Okay.
And then for further dormitories, you'll have to build like type-specific facilities that will host Pokemon of that type, whereas the dormitories can just host Pokemon of general types.
So are you suggesting that putting the downtime activity into improving the dorm quality also automatically adds more dorm rooms until we reach that
Basically,
point?
yes. And it increases it basically increases your capacity, so more dorm rooms and more comfortable dorm rooms.
It's probably something like there's probably rooms that are like in such disrepair that they can't be used.
Yeah.
And part of this process is not like making a new room, but just like cleaning that out and making it.
Solosis is like taking part of the log and grass upstairs and like just propping up a room where the roof was down and just creating a new support beam and then just rolling around the room and gluing dust to them.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Beautiful. How's the dorms better overall? Besides just the ones that you live there.
Maybe let's figure that out once we've figured out what everybody is doing. We still haven't established what Sec is doing.
Oh right.
Queen?
Yeah, sorry.
No worries. If you need me to talk about what Mr. Fitz is doing, then I can give you some time.
Go ahead.
Queen, are you alright? Sorry, I love the nickname.
Oh, yeah, okay, like Queen and King and stuff. Got it. Anyways, so you obviously don't have to give canon information for this, but Mischievous is going to be scouting out and mapping out the entire guild. Not only the existing rooms, but she is going to be turning intangible and going in 15 feet deep, every 5-foot square of every single wall, ceiling, and floor, and then 15 feet diagonally through every corner because she suspects that there might be caverns or secret rooms.
Okay. So you're just going to you're going to explore.
Yep, she's going to explore the guild hall specifically and move intangibly through, trying to find secret doors and chambers and stuff like that.
All right.
But we can handle that once we all start moving on to our actual downtime. Queen?
I had a question for Audrey about a downtime activity, actually.
Yes.
Do we need to worry about supplies right now? Like, is that something someone would do? Go out and gather apples or berries for our next mission?
You know what? Yeah, that is probably something you could do.
We don't have a community chest right now.
Mm-hmm. See, I guess foraging would be a thing. Well, that might be, you could probably tie that into exploring.
Okay. Well, Varip sure didn't succeed.
Because I'm trying to figure out which of these, like, I'm trying not to, like, bloat the amount of downtime activities. Because, so we're currently at retrain stats, learn a move, investigating. So we have, let me switch these over to numbers. We have 9. Although 2 of them are sort of relate stuff. Because we have retrain stats, learn a move, investigate a mystery, recruit guild members, work on the guild. We could probably get rid of search for move tutors.
Yeah.
Explore, forage, evolve, and community service.
Foraging separate from explore?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. If it should be just tied into explore, it's like as a reward for exploring.
Yeah, that feels like if Marie had succeeded, you could have given him some apples or berries or something.
Mm-hmm. Or just supplies relative to the successes you roll.
I mean,
and if Mischievous rolls and gets supplies or whatever, we could justify it by saying she does float above the building, so she does get some view of like the treetops and stuff.
Yeah.
You could also just find something that's buried in there that.
Maybe, but probably not. The Heroes Guild hasn't been active for like most of our lifetimes, I think.
Basically, like 2 generations.
Yeah. So we're not likely to find like a stockpile, but either way. So then, what is Zeph going to be doing?
I think Queen is still away presently.
Okay.
So we have Ichigo is working on the guild.
Solosis is working on the guild.
Solosis is working on the guild. Shell and Noodle are doing recruitment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mischievous is exploring.
Hey Ella, help me out.
What's up?
How do you use beauty to recruit? What does that look like?
I mean, you would be seducing them.
Or just putting on a show.
Or just putting on a show. Or I mean, frankly, beauty can be. I know there is there's an attribute called cool, but like that doesn't mean literally cool. Beauty can be used to make yourself look cooler.
Okay. I feel like that. Also, looking at the particular descriptions of the stats, part of why I didn't take cool was as like, oh, being friendly, and that's not Noodle.
Yeah, no, cool. The cool stat is not how we would understand generally the common usage of the word cool in a lot of different contexts.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess they just needed like a
They needed
non-manipulative
charisma.
social. Yeah.
They needed bog standard charisma.
And
and cool fits the bill the closest.
Do we have any cool Pokemon?
Let me double check the list. Yes, Seth is cool. which is ironic.
Which I think is very fun, a fun bit of
I'm
ironic.
very interested. Yeah, I'm very interested in finding out more about
Cool.
that.
Stays cool.
Fuck yeah.
Alright, is there anything else? Want to any small scenes, or while we wait for Pixie, any small scenes or any like questions while we're figuring stuff out?
We do things in downtime that are not technically our downtime activity, but are just
Messing about?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is just like I think of like this is the bulk of what you do for passing time, but you can still have like other stuff. You can still have like other scenes and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to have Solosis approach Ichigo while they're busting up the fighting arena.
Mm-hmm.
Of like Solosis literally just like going out the back porch at parentheses that I imagine that the guild has of like an alternate entrance that leads to woodland area.
Yes,
And watching Ichigo.
Ichigo's just cutting down massive trees.
Just like watching a giant tree like and then like swaths of grass like fucking Link style, just circular motion, all the grass is cut.
Yeah.
And continuing to do this until there is a clear area. Solosis gets behind one of the logs, or I guess one of the trunks, and kind of pushes it towards Ichigo. Their head very obviously peeking out up from above it.
Excuse me, Ichigo.
Mm.
Do you mind further cutting up this log?
In what way?
I would like you to remove all the fraying branches from it.
That should be easy enough. As Ichigo just kind of goes, just slices it down to like just a log, just a big log with nothing, no
Giant
clean cut,
stick.
clean cut log.
Thank you.
Solosis like takes it and like puts their like mouth on the end and holds it with their membrane and like drags it into the guild. And then about like say like 30 minutes later comes back outside with it.
With the log?
Yeah, with the log, the exact same that you cut it.
What? Huh?
Solosis then like picks up a branch and puts it on the ground on a specific place, and then takes another branch and puts it on the ground on a specific place.
What are you doing?
I need you to cut this log down to this size specifically, please.
Like, So Ichigo goes and like inspects like where the branches are, and I just
They're like,
yeah.
It seems to just make the log slightly like a bit shorter.
Oh, okay. And then Ichigo just goes and just cuts it down for them.
Yes, this is perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
May I also take some of the grass that you're using as well?
I have no need for it.
Perfect.
Solosis gives themselves a wig of grass and then pushes the log back inside.
Strange. Ichigo just goes back to what they're doing. Clearing this place up.
Image of Solosis trying its best to make a log stand up. Spends the rest of the downtime positioning and getting a log to stand up. I'm not explaining how this happens, but by the end of the day, the log is stood up and is holding up a new room.
I would love to see the 8 times time lapse of that.
Like a snail eating a cucumber.
Oh my god.
All I'm imagining is that it's like a time lapse of like Solosis is like moving around, like trying, like clearly like moving around, like working at it, and then like pushing the log and like looking around at like the ruins, and then it just like one frame, it's up.
Just,
Yeah, the
just
second you look
something.
away.
There's
Something just
There's
happened.
a sudden static, and then it's up.
And the rest of the day, Solosis is just like rolling through every single corner of the room, like. And once they are covered in dust, they go outside and they basically just sneeze it all off, and then they go back into the room.
Most of the first half of the video is like Solosis swarming the log like a fucking whale fall video, except nothing
Yeah,
is visibly
exactly.
changing, and then all of a sudden it's up.
Inspecting the entirety of the log, like sitting on top of it for like 5 minutes, and then continuing to like roll around it.
Take a minute to
Love
look at
that.
their wig in the pond. Nice hairstyle.
It sneezes, it all falls off, and creates a new pile to sleep on. That's
Okay.
Solosis' day.
Fun.
Pixie, you here?
Oh yeah, it's okay.
No problem. What's Steph up to? What's Steph gonna be doing?
I don't know.
You
what are the
alright?
options again? No. But
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
not gonna ruin 7 people's day for the sake of my own. What's
Well,
the
do you
options
wanna-
again?
The activities are retrain stats, learn a move, investigate a mystery, recruit guild members, work on the guild, explore/forage, and then the other two which are not relevant.
So does learning a move fall into the the umbrella of like replacing a move,
Yeah.
or is that
Yes.
something completely different? Okay.
You can replace a move with one that you can learn.
Yeah, because that's something I was planning on doing.
Okay. Alright, so
I think we all know what we're doing.
Yeah.
yes we do. We can begin sort of the scenes that happen with these. Who would like to sort of start? Who would like to begin their activity?
I mean, just Solosis is just in the background of everyone else's activity, like rolling around doing something.
Yeah, I think we kind of know what to listen to. That's so funny.
you just hear in the background of like a scene happening, like the log going.
Shell, you want to go see if we can find some people?
Sure, yeah, let's go.
I feel like that's also might impact the rest of the scenes if we bring home a new person.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so I think, unless you have a different idea, I think we head off to Sky Mountain to go bag as a geodude.
Okay, so let's start with Shell. Whoever would like to start, I suppose.
So like, let's talk tactics. We don't have to do what Mr. Idiot said about. We don't have to lie. But I do think I'm not the best with people. I feel like you have a softer touch. I'm going to scream, but needs must. What do you want to do? How do you, whatever you want to do, I'll support you.
Well, I suppose what I know so far is the situation with my parents, so I have a first-hand account in how not looking into it can lead to inevitable problems.
Yeah. They've probably lost some people to this too. I wouldn't be surprised. It's everywhere.
Exactly. So we just need to find some common ground, and I'm sure that, like, when they see that we're all trying to be in this together, that, well, someone's gotta agree, right?
Yeah, I think. I mean, we all stepped up, and we're not necessarily. I mean, someone
Yeah.
has to do something, and we just have to point at enough people and go, "You, you, do something," till we get a bite.
Well, I guess we'll see. Yeah. And I'll just emphasize that.
Okay.
All right. Heading up to Sky Mountain. So, for your recruitment roll, go ahead and roll cute plus the skill of your choice, either perform or allure or whatever you plan to use.
Okay, let's see here. I guess perform, yeah. Uh, where do we get form? Okay.
Yeah.
Cute.
Come on, show. No whammies. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
no
big
whammy.
show.
2 successes. So,
Yay.
that is you can spend each of those successes to recruit either 1 amateur Pokemon, 2 beginner Pokemon, or 3 starter Pokemon.
I feel like we
Hmm.
want more bang for buck here, right? Like we want to go amateur.
Sure.
Pokemon.
We
And
don't
yeah,
have
so
enough
you
room.
can again, we don't have to decide them necessarily now, but if you go to the sort of like the Pokédex section of the book, it'll list like what level those like, a Pokemon is.
Hmm.
Right.
And so this will be mountain
Hmm,
Pokemon. So rock types, normal type, some normal types. It's usually fairly like intuitive.
that's
Some
a
steel
All
good
type.
one.
right.
I feel
I
like it would
want a
be
nose
nice
pass.
to decide one, so we could have like a scene of like Shell successfully recruiting them.
Right? Because there's
But
like there's Geodudes. Spoink is a mountain Pokemon. There's Machop. Uh, Clefairy,
Please
Slugma,
don't recruit
Cubone,
something with hands.
Makuhita, Metatite, Teddiursa, Shuckle, Gligar, Magby.
Is there like a
Uh,
list you're reading off of?
I'm combining a list of like the Fire Red and Leaf Green, list of Pokemon by habitat, and also just like
oh,
the biomes, the of the terrarium from the Blueberry Academy from the fucking the Scavio
can I say that?
Gotcha.
DLC. It's
Also,
generally it's
I'm
like rock types, normal types, ground types, and rock types and fighting types are the main ones, with some normal types.
Yeah,
also
like
I raised
depending on
my hand. Forget what I said about not about recruiting something with hands. If you recruit a Shuckle, I will forgive you.
there.
And then
Who's
I can
going to
like
be
look up.
on our team, Shell?
Then I can look up like what level those Pokemon kind of are.
well, based on the fact where try to think of like what would be thematically appropriate considering like I'm probably doing like Mr. Eva said with the pity story uh
Mhm.
like there will be countless people just like my parents and me if we don't get our act together and try to beat these crystals or whatever.
Mhm. Mhm.
um
Just a real. You can't ignore this. We need
yeah,
you to help pick up, pitch in, and help.
I do think like an amateur one is probably a good idea considering like it's just enough to feel responsibility.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
um
Yeah.
I'd have to
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't.
It's
I
like
don't.
generally like second stage Pokemon are amateurs, like Graveler.
yeah,
Uh, but I think Machamp might be, or not Machamp, Machoke.
Oh,
mature.
Machoke. Yeah. Um. I feel like a good. We did come here for a good, solid rock type. Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
honestly, either of those sound really good. It looks like a
I don't know why, but Matang stood out to me just out of
Matan.
everything. Yeah,
Really?
I
Yeah.
think Audrey listed off of Matang.
I don't believe I did.
Okay. I guess I just heard something wrong. Or maybe it was a...
Heard what
Did
you
you
wanted to
hear
hear.
Champ or
Maybe I
Metatype?
heard... Yeah, maybe I
Metatype?
heard one of those.
Mhm.
Like...
But generally, like, yeah, generally rock type, fighting type,
Rock
normal type.
type.
Let me look at this. Let me look at this core rulebook. Let's see what we got here, huh?
Yeah.
Is it? It feels like it would be in Pokemon. Oh, it is not in the. Oh, there it is. What level is this? Oh, Matang is amateur, and it's a steel psychic.
I mainly remember that because get someone with hands. I remember that line is basically nothing but arms.
Oh, I would count sort of hands.
They're like the weird claw hand grip things. That was why, like, I think it's stuck in my brain space.
Oh man, we're gonna have the Ichigo problem where they
Ugh.
technically have hands, but we have to argue every day about how they hold things.
My
How does a
mouth.
Matang hold an egg?
Carefully.
Okay. Can you successfully recruit a Matang?
Yay!
Ooh.
You can recruit one more amateur, 2 beginners, or 3 starters level.
A fighting type might not be too bad.
Yeah, how about you help with this one, Noodle?
You have one more.
Yeah,
I
you
have
got
one.
you,
Yeah, no,
you rolled
Noodle
2
hasn't made her
successes.
roll yet.
I would
Okay.
probably honestly go somewhere else, maybe, since you've.
Okay.
Generally, just like think of like a fighting type Pokemon or Pokemon you want to recruit. That's like you might think might be in a mountain.
Might be in a mountain. Okay.
Fighting type. You know, a fighting type Pokemon might also be good for like training people. Like.
Oh, for sure.
If we were. Okay, let's see. We've got like the Hariyamas. What's your favorite fighting type Pokemon?
Oh, myself?
Yeah, you, Jill. Or I guess Fallen.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a good Panchant or anything, but I think that character archetype has been used. Oh, Beware is really good. But I don't know if those are... You know what would be really funny?
Okay, where would live in a mountain, I think.
Beware is usually ace.
Yeah.
Oh shit. What would be really funny?
A Phalanx.
How do you spell that? FAL?
INKS.
Yeah.
The caterpillar looking one, which is literally just like 6 guys.
Yeah,
6
that could work there.
guys agreeing that they're the same guy. Time-honored tradition since Doug Trio.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. They're so cute.
No, it's five guys thinking they're the same guy, and then the leader who tells them that they're the same guy.
You're right. You're so right.
Because one has a different helmet.
Yep. And you can't prove that they don't switch the helmets around, though.
No, you cannot.
You cannot. Never, ever.
But is it the right lever? Yeah, that's an amateur. Yeah, fucking Shell goes over the top and recruits 5 guys as one.
Because they're near the same size. They're like, oh, we're a family. What if we, like, you know?
Lucky for us, they all sleep in the same bed.
Yeah. They all use each other as pillows, and if one of them...
Goomba stack.
Yeah, and if one of them got like red eyes, then like the whole thing would be compromised. It would be over, and that would be that.
So you've recruited a Matang and a Phalanx.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. Can they help with construction?
They're fun. Yeah, absolutely they can.
Heck yeah. Okay. So I think what do you think their personalities are like?
Stinky.
As a joke, I'm going to pretend from The leader to the back are the 5 stages of grief. Uh, for
Not
no
the
reason.
depressed phalanx.
Why
And
is
acceptance.
the idea of the leader being denial?
Oh my
Not
god.
the leader. It's that guy.
Right, let's do a slash. Let's roll 24 for the
Can you imagine
Matang.
that's a quirky nature?
I'm rolling. Yeah, Matang is quirky.
Oh, I thought I was talking about the phalanx because of the 5 personalities.
The Phalanx. Oh, hang on. I was doing this wrong.
Oh.
1d24.
Mm.
Oh.
The Matang is adamant.
Oh.
That
The
makes sense.
Phalanx is mild.
Mild.
Adamant is powerful, fierce, relentless, an indomitable will that won't falter. Belligerent and impassive. Only the strong survive. Power and strength are what they respect the most. You're either an equal or an inferior. Everyone must carry their own weight. And then what was the other one?
Mild.
Mild. Mild is
They got no
meek,
spice.
serene, and comforting. Harmless, patient and calm, reliable and caring.
This is why they're
They're,
going through the stages of grief.
yeah, no kidding.
Family.
Family.
What if your therapist was 5 depressed people?
No, only one of them's depression.
Only one?
One's denial.
Yeah.
You're right, one of them's angry all the time.
And
Yeah.
one of them can't stop trying to get a deal.
Please.
Live for one of them's on that grind set.
That's the one that decided to join, that everyone should join us.
God.
And I'm like, well, one of us decided, so I guess we all gotta go.
Yeah.
Fuck. They'll never change their mind. They never.
I
I
accept
would
this.
never say that.
Okay. Yeah, so we come back to the mountain with these 2 slash.
With a pair of recruits.
Yeah. Technically, Matang is also 2 guys when you think about it, so we're just gonna, you know.
This is not a
I will
fair
not
know
think
what?
about
Kind
it.
of. Matang's kind of an asshole.
Yup.
Oh goodness.
Probably is like joining because it's like, oh, a new heroes guild. I could get in on this. That kind of deal.
I gotta get in on this early.
Yeah.
I am strong and powerful, and I will show that to everybody around me. I think by the time we get back to the mountain noodle is like I think you see her like start to wig out more and more.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Great.
sorry. I looked up images of phalanx, and this one. Well, I have to post it. It's failing.
Oh, it's
What?
failing? Wait, hold on.
It's
Huh?
failing.
Let me take a gander.
It's
Oh my
failing.
god.
Phalanx.
What the
Phalanx.
Phalanx.
Yeah!
I appreciate
Okay.
so much that they are like vaguely different expressions.
I
That's
don't
the
like how
five-
it's looking at me.
That's the
This
5
was made
stages
for
of
you.
grief.
That's it. And she has the hat.
Wait, these are 6, actually.
Yeah, there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
There's 5 in the
of them are
leader.
The 6 stages of grief. We
Oh.
go back to denial after.
You just end up on. It's a loop. Actually, they do, in fact, like, switch around. It's just, like, as they process different stages, they switch which order they're in the line.
So do we
Okay.
want to do a scene of what actually Shell does to recruit them or no?
You got any ideas?
Well, I kind of went over what he said is that Shell is doing her prayer where it's like, citizens of the mountain, we're in a great time of danger. Great crystals are going across the land, and even my own parents were driven mad by them. If we all don't get in together, then we'll, what we said before, and in the guild, I think these are the ones that approach because the Phalanx are genuinely worried about the idea of any of them going
Rogue.
going rogue, considering they're so reliant on each other. And Matang, who's a teensy bit power hungry,
Mhm.
is coming under those pretenses. But also, like we said, where I believe Matangs are like the two things,
Together.
like two buildings together, that is also a slight worry in the back of their head. And I kind of like the idea that there's a bravado, like part of that adamant is that like they're hiding
Mhm.
behind the bravado of the idea of that happening to them too after the Phalanx come up, voicing
Yeah.
that concern. All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
I think that's what I got in mind.
Mhm.
This image is so cursed. This image, it's, it's
It
so,
was made just
It's
for you,
you.
Bill.
I know,
It's you as a phalanx.
I know. I wasn't intending it. Like, appreciate it. I guess I'll put it in. Oh, that's a long link. Never mind. Well, I guess
All right.
Twitch people, you just have to guess what it is.
Okay. So then on to the next recruitment drive.
I'd actually
Yay.
I'd like someone else to go first because
Okay.
I'd like time. I'd actually like to ask a clarified question of what kind of Pokemon could I find in like the different areas, and then I'd like some time to like someone else go first so I can look at some potential recruits, so that if I get
Okay.
successes, I know who I want.
Well,
Okay.
the Savannah, it will be mostly normal types, ground types, da, da, some bugs. The Savannah is like very like uh
Strong.
varied.
Yeah. Would there be fire types?
Fire types, yes, because it's kind of like rough terrain is the
Yeah.
equivalent. So flying types, ground types, some fire types, various like herd and dog type animals.
Okay.
I'd probably rather put dog type kind of Pokemon, but mostly ground types. Ground and normal, I think it would be the ground, normal,
Gotcha.
flying. I think
Uh.
you think of a savanna and the animals you would find in a savanna, and chances are they will have a Pokemon analog
Yeah.
that lives there.
I assume like the plains and the woods would both have like grass types.
Yeah,
Plains
plains are are sort of grasslands, so very like general, normal grass, simple bug type Pokemon. Some fire types who might live on the plains.
Yeah, pretty similar. And then what would be different about the forest?
Well, the forest you would get more like dense wooded area, more like the darker kind of the deeper wooded area, like bug Pokemon, grass types, poison types.
Okay. Okay. I'll look through the Pokédex and see if there's anything in particular that I want, and I'll decide where I go based on that.
And of course,
Is there
everywhere
a
just kind
limit
of has
to how
a
I
variety of normal
presume?
Pokemon.
I presume I can only go like so far
I mean,
before
you can
Yeah.
venture out to any of these areas.
in a week or half a week
Yeah, I
even.
mean, it's just like downtime. So like,
There's
there's the woods. There's even deep caldera for like water type Pokemon. Same with the Cloven Coast, which is like a rough area, which would have like rock and water type Pokemon.
I just go home and start recruiting.
Understandable. Have a good day.
I feel like if I was gonna do that, I would want to take Seth and we just go to Ahi Ahi together.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, someone else go, and I'm gonna look through
You
and see
leave
if
and
they.
you never come back.
Yeah, it's just bye.
Fell into
So
the
many
ocean.
people actually.
I mean, I think that just leaves Ichigo and Misdreavus, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how much there is to do with Misdreavus. She's just sort of like floating down through the floor, floating up, moving forwards 5 feet, repeat.
Yeah. Well, let's do a uh, do an ability check here for Mischievous.
Probably alert.
If you're looking around, yeah, I think alert.
I mean, insight and alert.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. I'm looking, bitch. With my eyes. Roll. A.
2 successes. So basically, you can look through. You survey the area, find various levels of the guild, find. There are quite a handful of hidden passages and like caverns that are connected,
Yes.
or at least nearby,
Yes.
being able to be accessed by just like breaking down a wall.
Yes.
With that in mind, you do of course find some supplies. So this I think will be like points that you can just like redeem maybe like later on, either in this session or just things to keep track of for later on for keep track of the guild. But you do find two general just like things, two items that you can like redeem these for like common or uncommon items, kind of thing that you find.
Okay.
It's wild how many of these Pokemon are evolved already.
Yeah.
There's amateur rank.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sorry. So how many points did I get? Did you say? Or
2.
2 points, which each one can be redeemed for an item.
Yes.
I mean, 2 apples isn't that many, so I guess I'll spend it on something else. I'll go look.
Okay.
Which I believe just leaves Ichigo.
Yeah.
I don't really know what more else I'm doing other than the scene I already had with Solosis. I'm just cutting down trees.
Just a moment. I'll be right back.
I'm just mowing the damn lawn.
I'm just sitting.
Ichigo comes out tomorrow and the lawn is filled with ants.
Oh, fire
No
ants?
grass.
No! How did I get fire ants?
Who wants a mountain bike?
Bobby, go kill.
Phalanx planted the fire ants.
Shell, go kill
Sorry,
Ichigo.
I'm back.
Hi, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hey, Leza.
Mm-hmm.
Is it fine if I find a regional map?
How do you mean?
Well, I know that you were trying to make one.
Oh, well, no, it would have been less like quote unquote regional and most likely like specifically just I'm not even sure if I would have drawn that necessarily. Just like of like this specific valley itself.
Yeah, this region.
Yeah, okay, fair. Do you mean like in character? So like that's just what you're gonna be doing?
Like out of character, is it fine if I find a regional map? Because I've got 2 points to swap in for items, and I know that you were trying to make one.
Oh, yeah, sure, you can go ahead, because it's not like I got any progress anyways.
Okay, yeah, then Mischievous just finds a map of the region, because presumably there was one here anyways. Go on.
It's just like you see Mareep just like collapsed in their bed, and it's like, "Oh," and you just decide to go buy the map instead.
Well,
You're just like, oh.
to clarify, sorry, these points represent just things that I find, or am I finding money and then...
I think I'd leave that bit kind of up to you.
Yeah, no, I think Mischievous finds it fucking around in the library. There's just a map already there.
All right, and old maps are lying like up on one, like a high up on one of like the tall shelves. Imagine the library is one of these like big, is a large sort of like winding room of just shelves that go up to the ceiling.
In the meantime, I'm gonna keep on looking for my second item.
Okay.
We might have to move on to Becca again.
For Ichigo, like, what is the training area like? Just like a flattened field, or do you do any particular? Does Ichigo gussy it up, decorate it at all?
Sorry, he probably like at least line it out, like, cause like this is an arena. You put, if you want to fight someone, you do it in this part, and he probably just like put some half logs down, like you can like step on these, do some exercises, sit down, all that stuff. Just not anything fancy, just things he can make in like or they can make in like slices. Just cut log in half. That is a bench now. You sit on that, or you can step on it for like ladder climbing, or what step climbing, whatever the fuck.
Up to your interpretation.
You can
Ichigo
use-
with a field full of logs.
Yes.
Alrighty, so there's now a training area / battle arena that is at 1 out of 5.
I've got an idea. It's not necessarily useful, but it might be fun.
Mhm.
Maybe she finds a crate of like old Heroes Guild scarves.
Ooh. Oh,
Okay.
for everybody
Yeah, they don't necessarily do much more than just like.
have the scarf. You could get your
Yeah.
scarf.
They would
And
probably
Phyllis-
be badges,
I mean,
unless you want them to be scarves.
I'm fine with there being. This isn't as like a mark of office. It's more as like it's like a Team Rocket uniform. It's like to
Yeah, okay.
to help morale and show without having a badge. Hey, we're the Heroes Guild.
Also, Ichigo doesn't have a bandana yet, still, because he's the only one.
Alright.
Ichigo's bandana isn't canon yet.
No, we talked about this before.
Okay, so then we've got shells. Oh yeah, everyone else has a fucking scarf already, and Solosis can't wear one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not that then.
Well, maybe you do, and that's where everyone gets their scarves. Because they're also like the badges, which are usually the thing for in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah, no, the scarves are just, they don't do anything. They are just like, hey everybody, we've got team scarves, in the same way that like your office might give you like an office t-shirt or
Hey
something.
everybody, we got
Or
pizza.
your kickball team.
Hey, we got pizza.
But, I mean, y'all would have to be willing to figure out how to make it a Heroes Guild scarf, because right now we've got like some pretty individualized stuff.
Yeah, I think Dino's pretty attached at first, but I don't know.
Yeah, so then maybe not, because y'all already drew yourselves with scarves. I'll keep looking.
Okay.
I will say that great news for that specifically, because I just found fan art of Matang wearing a scarf.
Oh my god, give it.
Oh hell yeah!
Right here, right now. Actually, the scarves for all the recruits, we could have a scarf colors for all the recruits.
Yeah.
Recruit
Yeah.
scarves to mark them as recruits before they get their Heroes Guild badges.
No, you find scarves for everybody, but it wouldn't just be for 2 people. It would be so we could get the recruit scarves as well.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm suggesting is, would the recruits have scarves instead of badges, like before they earn them?
I feel like it would be they have recruit scarves, and then when you graduate, you could have an individual scarf, so everyone can keep their, like, you get to choose your color now, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
then I find a bag full of scarves for the recruits,
All right.
which means that Ichigo and Mischievous and Solosis still do not have canonically scarves, but we've got a little system now for the recruits.
Okay. And Solosis works on improving the dormitories, making them more comfortable.
Oh yeah,
Expand.
I think Mischievous hangs up the regional map. Well, do we want it in the library or in the guild hall?
Library.
Okay, we'll put it in the library.
That's where you go to search for information.
So the guild hall is like basically it's the front hall. It's where we'll have like job postings.
That's the sorry, I'm trying to figure out like names for things. That would be like the entry / common room.
Okay, so the common room is the one with like job postings and stuff. So what is the guild hall?
I'm just trying to figure out a way to like what to name it, because that's like the room that you met Noctowl and all the statues and sort of the big table in the center. So that's where you'd be like meeting.
Okay, so like
and
a
where
planning
like guild
room. Okay.
like gatherings would happen.
Okay.
We
can say gathering hall.
Yeah.
Gathering hall? Yeah, that feels good.
Yeah, because guild hall feels like this is where we do our regular guild duties, which isn't necessarily.
The entrance to the hall of the guild is sort of the big, sort of spacious common area.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Nobody told me that the Japanese name for Beldum is Dumba.
Yeah, dumbbell.
Yeah, but it's just dumber with 2 P's if you pronounce it in English.
I mean, have you seen Clodsire's Japanese name?
I have not.
It's Do.
Do.
Oh, I have seen Do.
Godsire's Japanese name is Do.
Dooh.
I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of Gen 1 Pokemon that are just like bird,
Single syllable.
Yeah.
good coin, ball,
and Voodoo.
Oh yeah, fucking Charmeleon just Lizardo.
Yeah,
which is how they would just say lizard.
Because Charizard is Lizardon.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder if Pokemon's like international popularity was in some part due to also having good localization.
Krabby is literally crab.
Kakuna is literally
That's fair.
cocoon.
I mean, to be fair, we
This is
didn't
true.
stray far from the template in America.
Beedrill's name is Spear. Pidgeotto
So
is just
are we ready
pigeon.
Are we ready for Becca's scene?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. Oh, by the way, I think in between, I'd like to do Mischievous. I think on one of her days, that's not like just this isn't like mechanically a thing, but I think, like in between when they go to the mountain and when she sets out again, you probably, I think she disappears for a day and no one sees her except Mischievous. You find her in like a hidden corner of the, like deep into the guild, and she's clearly also gone exploring and found her way somewhere. It's like, damn, I didn't think you could do that without getting there, without going through the wall, but you sure did. And I think there's just like a day where she doesn't talk to anybody, and then when she sets out with Noodle or with Shell again, that she's much more composed and reset. Yeah, I don't think. If you found Noodle, would you say anything, or is it just kind of like, oh, hi? Presumably.
Yeah. You're doing your thing and I'm doing mine, right?
Oh, that was it, Mischievous.
Oh, oops.
If you found her like just deep in the bowels of unused guild rooms, is that a scene or is that just a thing?
I don't think it's a scene. No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then I think she said, okay, let's get back out there. I think we're good on mountain Pokemon. They seem to be settling in, sort of. Or at least they seem to be doing well. Let's hit up the plains, I think. See if we can't find anyone helpful. And I think Noodle's recruiting style is very much just about being confident and like competent, and being like, hey, we can do this, and like here's our plan. And I would just like to use beauty in like kind of a like elegance way of just being very composed and hey, here's laying out the situation. I don't know if she has a skill with this. Unless you would allow like athletics for just sheer covering a lot of ground.
I don't think so.
I think it's just beauty if you'll allow that.
Certainly, yeah, because I think most of the skills that would apply for you are 0 anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
2 successes.
All right. I think the first recruit she runs across is actually approaches her, and it is an Absol who has kind of been going crazy with how much their danger sense has been going off, and it's just like, that sounds great, actually. I would like, it's just like, would love the headaches caused by all these earthquakes and terrible things. Like, just someone who's like very aware of what is happening, and almost it approaches her before she even gets a spiel out.
It's so great that you have injuries.
Well, no. I think because Absols, I believe their lore is that they can sense disasters before they
before
happen.
it strikes. Yeah.
And so they've just been getting a lot of disaster pings, and so many that there's like they more than most Pokemon are very aware of what is going on. And
Something
also,
bad is happening.
right,
Yeah.
it's everywhere. But also, Noodle's like, that might be very useful for a Heroes Guild to have a Pokemon on staff that can sense when something bad is going to happen. Great, come along. Need all the help we could get. And then the second Pokemon, would you, do you want to roll for natures, by the way?
Oh, I have been. Absol is calm.
That
Okay,
makes
that's
sense.
good. Yeah, what is the nature of my next recruit?
Oh, sure, I can roll that beforehand, I guess. Quirky.
Quirky!
Yeah,
Real quirky good showers.
with the sauce.
I think I will pivot a
So
little bit there.
you're recruiting from the grasslands, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I think we run into a bee drill that
Oh, gee.
doesn't get along with its hive.
I think Beedrills are mostly forest Pokemon.
Okay.
I think I like open grassland.
Open grassland. All right. Quirky.
I mean, maybe don't do it based off of the personality, because any Pokemon can have any personality.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to think of something fun. Would I assume would Butterfree also then be woods?
Forest, yes.
Oh damn it. Okay. Note to self: bugs in the forest. Let's see,
Yeah.
but Ninetales. That would be Savannah. Would Ninetales be Savannah or grass?
Ninetales is a grasslands Pokemon.
Yeah.
Fox.
Yeah,
It's a fox.
Ninetales.
So would Rapidash.
Yes.
You could also get 2 Vulpixes. Remember, you can also get multiple beginner or like starter Pokemon.
Would that be good? Is there a benefit to?
We don't have the room for them right now.
Yeah.
You have space for 15 recruits.
Oh, right, because we upgraded one of the spots. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
You are currently at 11.
I guess what I'm asking, it's a little unclear. What are the benefits to these recruits? What mechanically do they do?
We haven't figured that out yet.
Because I'm like, is it better to have like a really strong fire type, or is it better to like I could get a Vulpix and?
I think in the future they would like be like it'll like help like the guild's reputation, and also you can send them out on like missions.
Yeah, so I'd say go for Ninetales. Or
We can have
Rapidash.
like more like in guild staff too.
Yeah. Would Lurantis be plains or forest?
I think Lurantis is a forest Pokemon.
All these bugs. All these cool bugs.
The bugs!
Bugs.
Bugs. That's okay. I wanted Absol above everything because they're one of my favorite Pokemon. Yes, I will. I think I'll recruit a Ninetales. Let's just keep it simple, stupid.
All right, 1 quirky Ninetales.
Quirky Ninetales. I don't know what their personality's like. That they have.
Ninetales is a little quirky.
Quirky does not give me a
He's
lot
a
to
little
work
quirky.
with.
Quirky is just like weird.
Fucking
Not
just
helpful.
jumps right at you in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Probably Ninetales is probably just because of the way Noodle is recruiting Ninetales is probably like from a group of Pokemon that like volunteers to go for the group, basically.
Okay.
I think it's what it is. It's like, yeah, we'll check you out and join and help, and you know, I'm sure they've had their own tragedies. We still have Shell here doing the kind of whole pity party, but I think with Noodle leading, it's definitely more just very practical. We can do this.
My glasses make my eyes look even more like sad puppy.
Oh, at
Walking,
least neither of them are an asshole, so we have that.
Yes, we're born with.
looking down at Shell with her gigantic puppy eyes, and her glasses fall off, and her eyes the size of a dime.
The spaghetti falls out of her shell.
I will note with these recruits, we have only gained one member with hands, and
Yay.
even that is a little bit questionable.
I was also gonna.
Yay!
Yay!
I was also gonna bring up because I can refer to this specifically. You have recruited one Pokemon that Ichigo knows.
That's exciting.
Raise your hands if you'd like to join the guild.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Racism.
Racism.
Ableism. And all the solicits just all look to each other and nod, and they all get on their backs and do a headstand, raising both their feet into the sky.
All right.
And I think for the rest of the time, Noodle is just she's pretty hard to find. I think at the actual guild hall because I think she's taking the time to be away from people.
Mm-hmm. You picked a rough job.
And while all this is going on, Seth knuckles down and does some training.
Yep. Steph is very secretly upset that the Scyther is outperforming her.
Oh.
She's
What
determined to
move
fix
are you
that.
gonna? What move are you gonna swap it with?
So mechanically, because I was just order of operations of me thinking it's revenge, but I think in terms of like story, I think Venoshock makes a lot more sense
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
for her to like teaching herself because that's not within her normal wheelhouse of physical moves.
Mm-hmm.
I like the
Yeah.
idea of her
sense.
trying to figure out how to use Venoshock.
So are you using the new training ground that Ichigo just made? Or where are you?
It would be
training?
really inconvenient if she was, because it's in the process of being made.
Yeah.
But
You can do that. That's
probably,
fine.
probably.
Just work around them.
Just as they go around cutting more area, you're like slowly shifting, like when you're like when you've got that little Roomba and you have to step around where the clean floor is.
Stress testing.
Yeah. What does training Venoshock look like? Like what do you do that's different from the
Well, gee, I wish I knew where we fallen into
Picks
another.
up an apple and gets real mad at it until it gets completely poisoned.
Gets more poisoned.
Ichigo, check this out.
Like
Guys.
once again, Venoshock is one of those moves that are very vague about what the fuck it's doing. So I
me
imagine
check.
it has something to do about exploiting, because her normal method of poisoning something is like piercing it with her finger. So I imagine it's exploiting whatever wound that leaves behind to poison even
You
further.
need to drench the target in
I think
special
it would-
poisonous liquid.
I imagine it would be sort of like honing and building off of your poison sting
Yeah.
and just learning to focus it.
It sounds to me like Venoshock just vomits.
Well, yeah, that's every poison move. That's all of them. Every special poison move is like that.
Is
Gunshot.
vomit? Well, there's
Sludge,
no way
ouch.
gunshot isn't a vomit.
I will say it's been very helpful for me when I'm trying to figure out what moves look like to just look up videos of those moves throughout the generations. That way I don't have to go just off of the descriptions in the games.
It's true, yeah.
Well, if you can find an anime clip, that's always.
Yeah, the anime clips
Bulbapedia-
too.
Bulbapedia usually posts like a bunch of like pictures, like of like every time it's been used.
Oh
in
yeah,
anime.
it literally shows every generation and
fun.
all that.
I remember Wikipedia did that.
Shows.
I've mostly just been using YouTube.
Yeah, that's the advantage of Bulbapedia to other sites is that they catalog any,
Everything.
anything of like Pokemon DB is like if you want to get information fast, go to Pokemon DB. If you want to get information about a specific gen, you go to Celebi. Yeah,
if you want
but if you want
comprehensive shit,
If you want to see every time a Pokemon has made an appearance ever and every single moveset they've ever had, and also all the type weaknesses they've had in every single gen, you go to Bulbapedia.
Why
And then you go down to the trivia page and it goes, Toucannon might be based on a toucan and a cannon.
My favorite thing about looking up Venoshock is Garbodor's is the only one that's green. Why?
That's because it's garbage.
Why is
That's because Garbodor's Venoshock is based off of it being garbage.
Well-known green garbage.
It's just it's the only one. It's like, oh god.
Mega Venusaur, like the center of Mega Venusaur's flower glows white, then fires multiple dark purple blobs. Salandit fires globs of purple poisonous liquid from a pattern on its back. Zubat fires a stream of purple poisonous liquid from its mouth. Poipole fires a stream of purple poisonous liquid from the tip of its needle. Seismitoad fires a stream of purple from its mouth. Toxicroak spits multiple purple poison darts from its mouth at the poison, which explode in a cloud. Nidorino fires darts from its back.
It's very, sorry, I'm just looking at the same page. It's very funny you skipped one because I don't think you wanted to try and pronounce it.
The Nihiligo?
Yeah.
Fires a stream of multiple globs of purple poisonous liquid from its body at the opponent. Or Nihiligo forms two globs at the end of its tentacles and then fires them at the opponent.
Or it depends on what it wants to do.
Yeah, it's because they post like a couple examples and then like post a bunch of like descriptions of like this is what it looked like.
Yeah.
Everybody's got poison except for Garbodor, who's got fucking sewage.
Who's
got that stank on him.
Trash.
Also, yeah,
That's trash and poop.
I thought Queen would also
use toxic.
I expected Queen to also like the fucking Krogan with the hat.
So yeah.
Yeah.
You all take your activities: training, building up the guild, recruiting about 4 new members.
Yeah, good thing we got new faces.
Pretty good in a week.
Didn't we only have 3 new spots?
We had fucking Solosis.
Solosis.
Yeah.
Oh right, right.
Solosis worked on improving the dormitories by 1 point, which increased your capacity to 15.
We can recruit 2
Bad news,
more
Noctel.
members.
We gotta kick you out after all.
So you're at presently 12 out of 15.
Mm-hmm.
So we can recruit more later.
Just enough.
Whoa.
We'll see. We'll probably have to see what they do for us. Like, is this a team that we've just put together? Because it feels like this feels like a very powerful team, just by themselves as well.
Oops, you guys recruited all non-combatants.
Oh man.
Given their abilities and their natures, they also might not get along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the things that I was thinking of for recruiting multiple Pokemon at once, is that it's like, oh, you recruit them from like the same source, and so like they get along.
Oh, so like the Apple and Ninetales would work together, the Phalanx and the Mantank would work together well, but there's no guarantee.
Well, or rather, if you spend a point to recruit 2 beginner Pokemon, they work together.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Whereas like the solo Pokemon might have to be like more forced to work together.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they're more powerful, they're more prideful, they want to test their abilities.
Yeah. It feels like the Phalanx
Fucking
and the
Itachi.
Apple being like more calm natures feels like they would gel more, but the Matang would probably be difficult to work with.
I would also probably prefer fighting as opposed to the Phalanx, who might be more of a rescue Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Absol definitely feels like a rescue Pokemon, right? Like, since Disaster Go.
Early warning system.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, Absol might be better for a not a field Pokemon, because they are that warning.
Oracle.
Mm-hmm. They could run a drop board, maybe.
That would be a really good idea, because then they can also sense like, hey, this job was posted this way. I have a really bad feeling about it.
This one is going to be rank A.
This one is gonna suck.
Actually, I love the idea of Absol job board.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yay.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Plus,
It helps Noctowl like maybe not have to do fucking everything here.
Yeah, we need. That's one of the things about all this is that we need to have like some, at least semi-permanent like at
Staff.
guild staff.
I think that's the other thing too, is that like some Pokemon just like it's like just you need staff, and some Pokemon are like more useful than others. Even like some Pokemon are more useful than their evolutions.
Mhm.
I hate that my knee-jerk reaction to the fucking pun was going to be, this is why God doesn't warn us about natural disasters anymore.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
You know what Ninetales is gonna do? I just chose him because I like Ninetales.
Yeah.
I like you. What can you do?
You're pretty. I don't know.
I'm quirky.
It is-
I'm nutty.
And he could just walk in and is like, what the
I
fuck is
hate
that? What the
that.
fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Oh, Ninetales.
I imagine him with like the little swirly glasses now.
I make bicycles.
Swirl.
Oh my god.
Razor
I like
fork.
your shoelaces. What are
No,
what are shoes?
Jesus Christ. I've had enough of this world.
Eject. Oh, we better watch out. We are gonna end up with a. Where would you go to recruit a Mr. Mime? Just out of curiosity.
Oh.
Mr. Mime is weird because like they're an urban Pokemon.
They've been hunted to death.
Well, so probably settlements.
Yeah.
Like urban Pokemons, we don't have cities, but we do have Pokemon
the
settlements.
statue, Mr. Mime, is the only one left. Except he is dead. He's just the only remnant.
Oh god, we have to find his descendants.
You can find them at my house.
Mime Jr. and Mrs. Mime.
I think we're good.
No, come on, hey, come on. You're gonna be
Why do you
funny.
hate my wife?
Why do you hate my wife and children?
What's wrong with you?
I was thinking like, oh, we could have some firefighter Pokemon. Ninetales is not the choice for that. We should.
No, firefighters are not Pokemon that fight with fire abilities.
What?
Water types.
But they are. I mean, you know what they can do?
Yeah,
What's that?
They
What?
can run into fire.
true.
Oh,
Okay.
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 This is specific. In fact, like you probably heard stories, and Noctowl even heard tell you about like the fourth member of the champion team, Infernape, was like specifically that. Infernape was a rescue Pokemon who
Okay.
rushed headlong into like disasters to help people, specifically things like wildfires, because they're a fire type.
What's the
Infernape
fire
has hands. Hands help a lot with rescuing.
Yeah.
Stop looking at me like that.
Well, time to throw you into the fire.
It's like super psychic as well.
Pardon?
Ninetales are a little bit psychic, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they
They're
have
not
psychic
psychic,
abilities.
but, like, yeah, so they could rescue people in fires without hands. They're fine. They use their minds.
When they aren't psychic does not mean telekinetic. Mischievous has a lot of psychic moves. She is not telekinetic.
Yeah, but I think
Hey.
Ninetales is like I remember in the.
Let's look up all Pokemon that can learn telekinesis.
It's
I
fucking.
think it's like
Just look up
5.
Ninetales, a book.
Some legends claim that each of its 9 tails has its own unique type of special mystical power.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so Pokemon that
Sounds really
naturally
good
learn it
hands.
is Kadabra, Alakazam, Latios specifically for some reason, Muna, and then the Gothorita line.
Yes, look at the Ninetales in the book that we have.
Well, there's other things like it can learn moves from Vulpix, for example. It can
Yeah.
learn extrasensory.
Yeah, extrasensory is the only psychic. Well, in prison are the only psychic moves
Yeah.
it learns naturally.
Okay.
Sim, do you remember
forgot.
that video?
Did we establish that TMs exist?
I can't remember.
Not yet.
Not
Move
yet.
tutors apparently do.
Do I-
Undecided.
Do
Yeah,
I-
I feel like it makes more sense for it to be move tutors if it's gonna be anything like that.
What do I have,
Yeah.
Octo?
Sim, do you remember that specific video where it's like, dude, I bet you won't jump in that lake, and then it's like a fucking like entire minute of the guy sped up going down the stairs.
Yeah, hold on, I can.
That's what I feel like I'm telling Infernape to go and rescue them from the fire.
Yeah, I can go find that real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, I didn't even tell you who to rescue. Good footage of it going down the stairs. Finally getting to the bottom and jumping into the fire head first.
Hold on, I'll look for it. It's gonna probably take me a
That, but
minute.
for any single natural disaster for its respective Pokemon.
Yeah, the whole team was renowned for specifically like rescue missions, more than combat or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks like we're gonna have to change course. Sorry. I don't want to do that. That's scary.
That's
Especially
scary.
Mr. Mime, who had an ass load of abilities to just like help and protect.
Yeah. I don't think our group is necessarily.
You might find your niches. You might find your ability to like rescue and whatnot using techniques and various like abilities. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
There's always the future. But yeah, so having begun working on the guild, you have a few new inhabitants who have taken up their posts. A time has passed. Dragonite has been hard at work responding to calls.
Is Dragonite an official guild member? Like of the new Heroes Guild?
I think they're at the moment sort of. It's like things are like loosey goosey. They're technically like an honorary member because it's like
sort of an associate.
Yeah.
But they are basically it's pretty much like if Dragonite asks, they're on the team. Like nothing. Like
Yeah.
okay, yeah, plug them back.
Writing down on a piece of paper, Nefertiti VV Dragonite.
What?
God.
I will remember what this
okay.
means later.
Nefertari VV Dragonite.
No, think more along the lines of Jinbei.
Jinbei's an official member. Fuck you.
Yeah, but how long did it take, Sim?
It shouldn't have taken that long. Coward Oda.
I love the question. Is this One Piece or Shoujo?
Character who was like I'll join like the protagonists, and then like 10 years passed before they actually did.
In real life.
Yay.
Yeah, in real life, and years before they actually was like finally joined the protagonists officially.
The reasoning was like, I would love to join you, but I have responsibilities. Well, you could have joined us until you had to take care of those, until we literally drove to those responsibilities with you. There's no reason you had to leave. You fucking
Drove to those responsibilities twice.
twice. We went to them twice.
We went to your house and then we went to your boss. 10 years.
10 years with Good Morty. I can't find this fucking video. Where the hell is it?
10 years on the island made you a fucking
Straw
straw hat.
Made you a fucking straw hat.
Is that it for us though tonight?
I think pretty much. I think we will sort of the sort of I guess the cliffhanger will end is like there's a like at the end of the week there is a rush of wind as Dragonite just like comes to land outside of the guild.
I will say, 'cause I didn't get to establish it because things were happening in my house. But fucking, it literally after that first night, Seth immediately warmed up this place.
Yay.
Aw.
Nice.
Will not specify why.
It's
Not
not.
because he likes it. It's fine here. You know, I can deal with this.
This is just like a single dad's house.
we were talking while you were away about like we can't wait to learn because how Seth has like the cool stat, which is the charismatic and like good with people stat, and how great that is. It's like can't wait to learn that bit.
I have ideas for that. It's just gonna take time for me to be able to pull them off in character.
Oh yeah, we're excited to learn
It's gonna
about
take time for
that.
Seth to be motivated.
Yeah.
Octo, it was a TikTok, right? I can't remember.
Yeah.
That was one of those
Yeah,
people
what?
I imagine is good with people if she wants to put the effort in to be good with people.
What the fuck is it?
Yeah, otherwise, Noctowl was very much appreciative. And I think as the week goes on, and it's like as like everyone, I think the notion is seeping in of like, oh, this is actually happening. Like the Heroes Guild is back. Like and Noctowl kind of starts walking around with a little. First, like gets like a bit of like pride, like a skip in their step, and then kind of begins to settle into the kind of like the boss mentor role.
Yeah.
Guess them talking to the
think
Mr.
that's
Mime statue
very
every now and then.
Oh,
You really
great.
want that fucking Mr. Mime to be a dick?
There's an Infernape and a Dragonite statue too.
No.
But yeah, talk to the Mr.
Well,
Mime
no
statue.
one's gonna-
Mr. Mime.
No
If
one's
the
gonna say
Mr. Mime-
fetch.
I mean, if the Mr. Mime statue is in any degree canon, it is only because that was the one that Noctowl made talk in their
Yeah.
custom-made illusion.
Yeah.
That's why there is attachment. It's the one that made them. They made talk.
God.
Oh Mr. Mime, what are we gonna do now?
I don't know.
Mr. Mime was never a member. It's just someone Noctowl made up.
Oh god, okay. I'm gonna head off, y'all. Good night. It was a good session.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Thanks for coming to the stream, everyone.
It was a wonderful time.
It's going away now. Goodbye.